I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just to by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. That's hard to get over. I'm foreigner in this world, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes, come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from Trey. From the tray, I'm ballin' like Trey. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up. 10 toes, stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth, like a house on the hills, can't see us. Say the money still me up. Stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so don't hit me with no weak stuff. And if you know the deal, then you know the deal. If it's real, then you know.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. I'm a fan of the channel, so I booked a 2-hour session just to show support, just to show love and say what's up. He provided a wealth of information, way more than I was even expected. He has an excellent presentation. So I just wanted to let y'all know you will not be disappointed. Book the consultation, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Dre, man, I appreciate you. I will be out in Colombia, and I look forward to linking up with you. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Well, actually, we already know what we are. We're here watching Love Crossing Borders. We don't know what she's doing, but we know what we're doing. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Thank you for your patience, gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. I was wondering what was going on with the issue that I had was the camera and the mic was not connecting to StreamYard. And so I'm looking like, oh, okay. All right, let's get it together. And so I had to go into Chrome, get all that set up. In other words, there's always a moment of struggle streaming, but we made it here tonight. Shout out to you guys. And I actually thought today was Saturday night. That's yesterday when we were watching the draft. And so that's why I was like, well, tomorrow's movie night. Not realizing it's not Saturday, it's actually Friday. So shout out to you guys, Friday drink in hand. Don't have your boy drinking alone. Shout out to all you guys that are here with Love Crossing Borders. Appreciate you guys being here. Really do. Really do. We got a great one. We've got a great one. Shout out to my man Obi Land and his crew that are constantly dropping really good videos. They did a video 3 weeks ago of a guy that's very well off, and he got in Brazil. We're going to look at that video. We're going to see what Obi Land has to say in regards to that. We got 32 in the building, 23 likes. Make sure you click that like button. We like you. Make sure that you like us too. Let me turn that mic down just a little bit. So we're going to watch that, and then we're going to watch a little bit of Anton Daniels and the ladies on his panel and see what they have to say about another rich man that got by a young woman known as Shannon Sharpe, the NFL Hall of Fame tight end, the brother that's never in any controversy, in any trouble. He's always kept his business to himself. And how is it? You know what? Can I just be honest? Shannon Sharpe showing his age, man. I'm gonna do the shout outs in a second. Shannon Sharpe made all of us older dudes that mess with younger women, man. He showed his age. He didn't just show his tail, he showed his age. He should have had enough sense to know that girl is recording him. He should have had enough sense to know that this young girl is raised in the world of technology since she was born. This girl don't know nothing but technology. She knows every app that's out there because every young person knows what apps are out there. Old dudes like Shannon and myself, we don't know every app. If it wasn't for me being a part of social media, I wouldn't know every app the way that I do. Shannon age got him caught up. Not because Shannon freaky. Shannon freaky. Shannon talking about, I'm gonna choke you in public. Black man chokes little white woman. Shannon freak. Shannon standing in that gym, strong as can be up there choking a little white woman. We're gonna look at that today. Why is it that men that are so successful in business and careers falter, stumble, throw it all away, and in many cases their lives, for a woman? For a woman. Same thing happened here in Colombia. We're talking about Brazil, we're talking about the United States. Let's talk about Colombia. Dude worked himself up to become a police officer. He had been on the force for quite a while. This just recently happened. Been on the force quite a while. Met a young girl. After all that hard work of being a police officer, after all that work coming up the ranks, met a young girl just recently here in Colombia and was in a relationship with the young girl. Well, after a while, she's young. She showed her age. She said, I want to move on. He didn't want to move on. I don't know if some of you guys have seen the video lately. This guy just cordially walked into the beauty salon here in Colombia, said hi to all the ladies in the beauty salon, walked up to his ex-girlfriend in the beauty salon, and put about 9 of them things up in her in the beauty salon, took his motorcycle helmet off, his officer lime green helmet, took that off, and then put a hot ball in his own skull. Just recently here in Colombia, throwing our lives away for young girls. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this now. The reason why I'm talking about this, it has nothing to do with Shannon Sharpe. It has nothing to do with the guy that just deleted himself and deleted the young girl that he was with in Medellin. I think it was Medellin. Has nothing to do with the guy in Brazil that we're gonna look at through Obi-Land's lenses. Shout out to Obi-Land. This is about us older dudes. We're gonna have to be careful, guys. You guys have made your money. You built your careers. You're retired military. Some of you are retired from Chrysler, Ford, or GM. Some of you guys still have businesses and Airbnbs and all type of things. And the last thing that you want to do is go to the Philippines and lose it all. Go to Thailand, lose it all. Go to South Africa, lose it all. You all up in Germany, messing with the young, cute German chick, losing it all. You're in Colombia, Brazil, losing it all. The last thing that you want to do as an older man in your 50s, because each person that I just mentioned was in their 50s. You do not want to get to this place in life where others have failed by the wayside, others have already deceased, they've already died, they didn't make it to 50. I'm talking to you old heads. They didn't make it to 50. Statistically, you, especially you brothers of color, you weren't even supposed to make it to 50. And for us to sit back, make it to this stage of life, work so hard for every little bit that we get, just so we could throw it away. Just so we could throw it away. Gentlemen, this is a public service announcement live stream. If you are over 50, getting close to 50, if you are 60 years old, you're coming up on 60 like Shannon Sharp, you're coming up on 60 like myself. Some of you guys got to come to reality. I don't care how much money you got in your pocket. You too old for the game. Your game is good for the 70s. Your game is good for the 80s, the 90s, part of the 2000s. You might make it if your game is real good to the 2020s. But I'm here to tell us dudes who are over 50, these young girls got a game down packed that you don't know nothing about. You don't know about how they think now. You weren't raised in their era. You weren't raised in their era. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, if you're going to get with a young girl, get with somebody that's an old soul. She act like she been here like 3 times. My wife, you guys know Andre, old soul, somebody grandmama. That's somebody grandmama, somebody great auntie. Andre, somebody, whatever, your little young girl out there acting the fool, Andre got her butt in church every Friday. Every Friday when we doing this live stream, Andre got her old butt in church like she's somebody auntie. All Andre need is the big church hat. If you're going to get you a young woman, get you one that's mature, because I'm giving you a public service announcement. Some of you old heads think because you got money in your pocket, you can pull a Shannon Sharp. Look what's happening to him. ESPN just told Shannon after all those years, you get the hell on. We're going to look at the brother in Brazil, see what happened to him. The dude in Medellin deleted himself over a young chick. The white dude 2 years ago, remember? The white dude that deleted the DJ in Bogota? Now he's doing 47 years in a Colombian prison because he got a family back home that's full of a church family. He's supposed to be in church. He got his tail down here in Bogota, chopping up the little girl, the young DJ. Older men, I got some news for you. You ready? This is gonna hurt your feelings. You might not be ready for this older dudes over 50. It's time for you to start acting like you over 50. It's time for you to start acting like you over 50. It's time for you to let the young dudes under 50 to share the photos of all the hot chicks. You dudes over 50, I don't care if you just smashed 30 new chicks. That ain't your job to be showing your business to these young dudes. That's a young man thing. Us older dudes, we keep our mouth shut. If I did have a sad chick, you mothers wouldn't know about it. There will be no sign. Scooby-Doo wouldn't discover my sad chick if I had a sad chick. It's time for us older dudes. We travel, have fun. You can have all the ladies. But for us to be letting our guards down, you ain't ready for the type of game that this young generation got, old dudes. I'm sorry. You old. I know it just hurt your little soul for somebody that's old. I will be 60 in 3 years. I know what it's like, dog. But I know one thing. I don't care how many of them fine young chicks I see in the gym. Every day when I go to the gym, I see the hottest chick. I saw this sister today. This sister body looked like she stepped out of a Marvel comic book. Her body was flawless. Back full of muscles. Breast, perfect C cup. Perfect C cup. Waistline, looked like she was Wonder Woman. The back and the thighs, Earl Campbell, Barry Sanders. Calves, just right. And it was all feminine. Wasn't nothing masculine about her features. And then when I saw her face, now I'm a believer. When I saw her smile, dog, beautiful sister. Even I know, no matter how fine she is, and if I was to walk up on her hollering at her, am I ready for the type of game that this young sister might run on Dre? I might not be. Some of you dudes, you got your money, and you think your money gonna get you the right woman. Ask Shannon Sharp then, all right? You can't ask the dude in Medellin, he done blew his skull off. We gonna look at the story about the dude in Brazil. Old dudes, it's time for you to admit. I know it's hard. Your ass is old. You might not feel it, you might not look it, but you are as far as how the game is being played these days. Like I said, your game was good from like 1970 to 2010. Other than that, you just guessing because you got money in your pocket. I'll say that again. Past 2010, most of you old dudes that's my age, you just trying to guess if you can get a good woman. If you throw a few dollars out there, maybe that'll shield you from some BS woman. So I can give me a good one as long as I go ahead and keep throwing money out there as a sugar daddy. I don't care how you do it, player. But the one thing that you need to go ahead and stop lying to yourself about is that you are not an old dude. Yes, you are. Welcome. Welcome to Denny's discounts. Welcome to AARP. Welcome. Oh yeah, if you over 50, AARP gonna reach out to you. They've been reaching out to me for years. Enjoy your life, but don't lose your life. You only got that much left, dog. You got that much life left, dog. I don't know why you keep thinking and keep trying to walk around like these young, like you Austin Holloman age. Austin is young enough to make all of Austin mistakes. You ain't. You are not that young. Why you keep trying to run around trying to make some Austin Holloman mistakes? Austin can make all these mistakes that he making. He still ain't nowhere near 30. I say it again. Austin can fall on his face 5 more times to where y'all criticize and got something to say about the young dude. He can F up 5 more times. He still ain't even near 30. You ain't seen 30 in 27 years. 20, you ain't seen 30. 22 years, 21 years. Last time you saw 30 was 29 years ago. You don't know a damn thing about 30 no more. So this show tonight is not about, you can criticize, oh, Shannon, he should. This ain't about Shannon. This is about all of us old dudes over 50. This is about all of us. All you dudes that got something to run off at your mouth before you get the comments, before you get to running off at the mouth about Shannon, you get to run about the mouth about the dude about to watch in Brazil. Before you get your little comments, when these cameras and lights go out, a lot of you act the same way as Shannon does. You freaky? I'm freaky. You got a few dollars? I got a few dollars. You like them young and sexy? I like them young and sexy. What's the difference between me, you, and Shannon? You and Shannon over there. I ain't got no problem admitting I'm over 50 and I don't know the game no more. I don't know no taking no chick to Ruth Chris and spending all that money. I don't know nothing about these young girls talk about something. If you don't, I need to be spoiled. Treat me like a queen. I didn't come from that era. I don't know nothing about big chicks. My era, the 90s, the early 2000s, the 80s, everybody was a slim goodie. Auntie was slim, my mama was slim, my sisters was slim, the ladies in the church was slim. You had a couple big mamas, but that was it. Wasn't no I don't know how to relate to this fat ass generation. I don't know what it's like to date among 70% fat women like in the United States. And neither do you. You used to all your women being built like Salt and Pepper used to be built. Queen Latifah was the thickest female that we knew back in the day. That was our version of thickness, Queen. Everybody else had a Slim Goody license. You don't know nothing about it. Some of y'all got to sit. I'm serious. Some of y'all think that your money is your game, and it ain't. And it didn't work for Shannon, and it didn't work for the brother in Brazil that we're going to look at. Let me pull his brother up. It didn't work for him. And he's a multimillionaire. We're going to watch his story. And guess who else it ain't going to work for? It ain't going to work for you. If you think throwing around your money and getting that honey gonna keep everything let's do old school, copacetic, since I'm talking to old dudes. If you think you're gonna be running around perpetrating a fraud, you bugging. You bugging. Word to your mama. Today is a day us older dudes got to grow the hell up, dog. Like I said, pick you one or two in each country. That's cool. But all that trying to run around, smash everything. Here's the funny part. That dude that deleted his girlfriend, that officer deleted his girlfriend and deleted himself on camera in Colombia, that's the norm in Colombia. Dude, femicide, even though it's illegal, these Colombia dudes will. I was telling Andrea this morning, Colombian men are strong, positive, good dudes. I'm going to take care of family. Them dudes are built for relationships. Colombian men are built, I don't care what color, they're built for relationships. Romantic lovers, the Latin lover. They're built for relationships. Them brothers ain't built for breakups. If you ever want to see Colombian dudes fall apart, a breakup. We built for breakups. We might be sad. We might, be disappointed, get some drink. You might smoke your weed or your cigars, get you another chick. We know the routine of breakups. American dudes, breakups are what we do. We done been there, done that. I done left her or she done left me. Colombian dudes, they ain't built for breakups at all. At all. Why did I mention that? Some of you dudes don't even realize, old heads, you spending money on some chick that some dude already got plans. He putting a couple in the cartridge already tonight. You think you're out in the wrong country to be playing around with some dude. You ain't asked none of these chicks, do they got an ex-boyfriend recently? You ain't asked none of these chicks, when was your last relationship? You ain't asked none of these chicks what happened with the breakup. You ain't asked none of these chicks where your baby daddy at. None of it. You just come smashing, spending money, and call yourself in love. Poppy Chulo. Choco Papi Chulo. Chocolate Papi Chulo. You don't know if her ex got sharpening his, Colombians love a machete. I saw one dude, I saw a machete fight, man. This dude had a machete. The other dude had a machete. This dude got his arm chopped off. He's still fighting. Just look, okay, all right. Blood squirting everywhere. Arm over there. He's still fighting. And he wasn't fighting the dude off. He was the attacker. Mama, you done cut my arm off. I'm like, do you not think he can cut the other one off? I mean, I would have ended the fight like the one arm. I've been going to get my arm. I would not have been fighting. You know what? You can have it, baby. You can have her. You can have her, dog. I'm about to go get my arm. Colombians ain't made for breakups, dog. Y'all messing with some chicks that's in the middle of some breakups in Colombia, you gonna end up on the wrong end of a breakup in this country. You old heads that think that your money gonna open up all the doors and keep all the violence away and keep all the craziness away. You think you throw a few dollars, ain't nobody gonna scam you. You think you throw a few dollars, everybody got your back, everybody gonna be your friend. I'm black, you black. That don't mean nothing. When it comes to a breakup with a Colombian dude, man, they'll delete everybody. Mama got to go, kids, the dog, the female's friends, everybody got, her gay friend got to go, everybody got to go. This Colombia, dude, y'all be coming down here on vacation at over 50 and you think you just having fun. You need to take your happy butt back to DR. Go on, skedaddle, old heads. Y'all was in DR anyway, all you New Yorkers. Go on back to DR. I'm serious. Y'all ain't built for this country. The only reason I'm built for this country, because I know what this country is before I got here. I knew not to come here playing games, and no matter how much money I had or didn't have, it didn't matter. I ain't got the game that these young girls got. That's why these young girls can scam y'all, they can drug y'all, they can rob y'all. Y'all still bringing them to y'all Airbnbs. I done told y'all, and every other YouTuber done told y'all, here we go, another old head word, umpteen times. We done told you umpteen times, keep them damn girls out your room. Go to, Medellin got over 35 to 40 hotels that got security and will protect you, and she can't get out. What are your dumb ass still doing? I showed you the hotels. I showed you the prices. I showed you the video on how the hotels don't allow a person to just get in and get out. You still bringing them bitches to your room. You survived over 50 damn years just so you could throw away your last 3 over a young ass bitch like Shannon Sharpe, like the white boy who deleted the DJ in Bogota 2 years ago. Now he's doing 47 years in a Colombian prison. Like the idiotic police officer that deleted the girl at the beauty salon a couple days ago and then deleted himself. And like this dude right here that we're about to look at, who got a girl. He got a girl that when he was flat broke, she was with him, white girl. When he was broke, this brother, his girl was with him. When he got paid, his girl was with him. They traveling around the world together. One trip to Brazil with one of his knucklehead boys. Your partners will pull you into some mess, dog, that you can't get out of. It would have been, you wouldn't even did it on your own. I'm gonna say this again. Some of the stuff that y'all do in Colombia, y'all wouldn't even do that stuff if y'all was on y'all own. If you did a solo trip, half the stupid, you would have never got drugged on a solo trip. You too busy listening and try to imitate what them last Negroes that got off the plane did. Now look what happened to you. You done lost everything. We gonna watch these videos. I'm about to do these shout outs to you guys, man, but I'm straight serious. Us old heads over 50, grow the fuck up and realize you are over 50. You don't know these young girl games. You don't know these young girl games. The young dudes, could you put in the comments to these old motherfuckers that they don't know these games? You barely know it, and you grew up with these chicks. Some of you old heads just think, well, the young dude just hating on these women because they ain't got no money, and the women just want a man with some money. So here your old ass go looking like Nick On Set It Off, Nick, I'm in the bind. I'm in the bind, Nick. I need the money. Nick, I'm in the bind. Your old ass coming to Colombia and Brazil, acting like you Nick. Just giving out the money. Could you young dudes, since old, they ain't listen to my old ass. Could you young dudes tell these dudes that's in the same generation with these women? Could you please tell these old heads, you don't know what the fuck you doing? You don't. You don't. Some of y'all old asses in Medellin and fell out of windows and shit. How many people in the last 2 years? 3 old motherfuckers sitting on a window. How the hell you, wait a minute. How the hell your ass ain't never fell out a window ever in your life? You get to Medellin and it's been 3 of y'all old ass brothers that fell out of motherfucking windows. He was sitting on the window ledge and he just, wow. What type of drug did she give you that you just suddenly just flying? You just R. Kelly in your ass off. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I think about the fuck wrong with you old dudes? If you ain't gonna listen to me, at least listen to the young dudes tell you, hey, old dude, I know you was the player in your time, you was the shit. In your day, I ain't gonna lie to you. I know about your exploits. You was mastering them chicks like you was had them in the circus, a ringleader. I ain't mad at you, player. I understand. You was the Mac back in the day. Who's the Mac? Is it that brother with the big hat? I got you, brother. But old head. You now are old head. Can you young dudes in the comment section tell these old motherfuckers you are old? Get the fuck out the young dudes' way. You trying to sit up there and party with the young dudes. You all up in the young dudes' clubs, all up in the young dudes' Airbnbs, all up in the young dudes' faces and shit. You all up in the brothels where the young dudes are. Your ass is old. You old. All you over 50 motherfuckers, 62, 63, 71. I don't give a fuck how much. I don't care if your dick still get hard. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Our old ass can still get a hard dick. Hallelujah. Some of you motherfuckers have lost your life messing with them Cialises, Levitras, and Viagras. Some of us who are passport bros, anybody want to talk about that? Some of us who are passport bros, your old ass, your fucking chest burst open. We got brothers that have deleted. Fuck around with them pills. Instead of taking your ass to a gym, drinking some water, get your diet on track so your testosterone can start flowing like it used to back in the day. No, you don't want to go to a gym. You just want to pop some pills and put some goddamn China brush on your dick to keep your dick hard. Now you're at the house with a dick pump and shit, but you got money. Can't nobody tell you nothing because you got money. So if you ain't gonna listen to your fellow old head, your fellow unk, maybe you'll listen to some of the young dudes in the comment section that's looking at you like, dude, he ain't lying, man. We barely know the games that these young girls playing. Pop, I'm telling you, I'm 31. I barely know what the fuck these young girls are up to. Pop, I'm gonna tell you something. Hey, I'm 37. I barely know what these young girls are talking about. Pop, he ain't lying. I'm 53 and I'm 43. And I'm telling you, Pop, we don't know what the fuck these women are on these days, and we only 43. If the 31-year-old dudes don't know what these women are talking about around the world, the 27-year-old dudes scratching their head, the 43-year-old dudes looking like, what? How do you think your old ass over 50 with a few coinage, how the hell you think you gonna know how the games that they throwing? We got a little bit more of experience, but other than the experience, you don't know this new Hashitashi 3000 version of these females. No matter what country you go to. No matter what country your old ass go to. You are over 50. Act like it. If you come to Colombia or Brazil or any other country for the first time, act your goddamn age. Walking your old ass around with goddamn sandals, Jordan sandals on and shit, and a baseball cap to the back. Nigga, them days are over for you. They over. They're over. Gone. You better look at your cell phone and look at the pictures of yesteryear when you had an afro and you were like me back in the day with the baby Kobe. Remember we had the baby Kobe afro? You had the baby Kobe. That's the only thing I could do. Look at my phone and say, damn, I used to have my afro was fly. That was it. That's gone. Some of you motherfuckers bald as I am and old as I am. Start acting like it. And what I don't mean is acting like old with a cane. I mean, act mature with your decisions. Be strategic because you're old enough to know the steps now. See, it's one thing if you're a young dude, you don't know the steps to go to make a left or make a right. We old, we know the steps because we done been through enough of it. Stop acting like you don't know what the fuck this girl is up to. Stop acting like you don't know this bitch is from Zone 1, Strata 1. Stop acting like you know that bitch that you got in your Airbnb ain't shit. Stop acting like you don't know if your fat ass got two of the hottest motherfucking Brazilians you ever seen in your Airbnb by yourself because you got a bunch of money and you think them bitches ain't gonna take your money. They got a choice to want to fuck you and get some money or to fuck over you and take your money. Say that again, old heads. They have a choice. They can fuck with you and you can give them some money, get some money from you, or even better for them, they can fuck over you and take all your money. Over here, you're gonna give them some. Over here, they gonna get it all. What do you think them young girls are thinking? Boom, 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 boom. Why should we fuck with him and get some money when we can fuck over him and take all his money, Nick? But let's get started with the show. Let me get these shout outs going. We got 65 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. Shout out to Bobby of Bobby Coltrane family. Appreciate you. Let me do the super chats first. Shout out to you guys. Black Nubians in the building. Canadian boys
to be here tonight. What a beautiful
it's lovely.
Round of applause. You're so lovely.
Give the Canadian boys a round of applause.
And, while you're in the clapping mood, I'd like to give a big round of applause to my band, Sexual Chocolate.
Yes. Give a shout out to all you guys.
Sexual Chocolate. They play so fine, don't you agree?
Don't you agree? Shout out to you guys. Shout out to man Theo being in the building, showing love like he always does. And Chewbacca, yes, sir. Shout out to Theo and the dogs. Appreciate you guys being here. He said, Chewbacca will protect me from evil young scammers abroad. This is true. Chewbacca gonna be like, not her. I don't trust her. Not her. Not her. Dad. Listen to me. Not her. I like her, but not her. She got to go. See what I'm saying? Shout out to Chewbacca. Seriously. Once again, let me scroll back up. Shout out to all you guys being here. Don, a.k.a. Don the G, in the building. Shout out to you. Let me turn the music up just a tad bit. I got the music too loud, too low. Shout out to you guys being here. And my man Kenny, always giving some great content. My man Hombre Lobo is in the building. Shout out to you. He's always showing some love. He said, like the stream, share the stream, subscribe to the channel. And my man David Dice of the Dice family is in the building. Shout out to you. And let's give the shout out once again to our Canadian brothers.
This guy where I was from, he said, Canada.
Oh, Canada. We got it. Plus, we also got my brother in the building. He's always showing some love. That Canadian, Medellin man / LA T-Mac. He said, return from San Andreas tomorrow. Oh, man. Don't even say that, man. I know you had a good time, man. For those who haven't been to San Andreas is kind of like Colombians, Bahamas or Jamaica or, you know, a little Hawaii-ish type of feel. That's what San Andreas is. So if you've ever been to San Andreas, man, you love it, man. You guys will love it. Me personally, if I had a choice, San Andreas or Cartagena, I'll take San Andreas all day long because I ain't got to deal with too many tourists. And usually when you see tourists in San Andreas, man, it's usually a blend of Colombians as well as foreigners. He said, I need to marry local here so I can stay. Hey, do what you got to do, bro. No comment. No comment. Shout out to you with the super chat. Shout out to you. I saw my boy in here, my man Gary. Yep. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. My dude is in here. Fellow Hoosier. Shout out to them Indiana boys in the building. Shout out to my man Gary. Them Boilermakers. I do concede. You're not a Hoosier. You're a Boilermaker. Shout out to you in Indiana. My man for Profit is in the building. He said, let's go. We back again. Fire. Yeah, it took me a second, but we back in. Shout out to my man, the DMV boys in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hola, hola, hola with the go-go. My man LJD, Southern Vegan, is in the building. He said, good evening, Andre and chat. Good evening to you, kind sir. And my man Jay Fleming in the building. Hey, Jay, I've been seeing your pictures you've been posting, bro. I got to catch up with you, bro. I've been seeing you posting pictures, bro. Keep it going. Keep it going. I see you, man. I appreciate you, man. Take care of your health. That's right. Take care of our health, gentlemen. Talk to my man Jason Henderson of the Henderson family in the building. Appreciate you. He said, yo, we in here. Yes, sir. Along with my man Logic, we doing something great up in here. Shout out to you, brother. He said, shalom. Yes, sir. Sabbat, shalom. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother, man. I really do. Thank you very much, Logic. And Ransom is in the building as well. Shout out to you. He said, happy Earth Day, everyone. Well, happy Earth Day to you, brother. I've forgotten that it was Earth Day. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Colombia is supposed to be having like a Earth Day. I think it's on the 4th. The 4th of May, where no car and I got to find out what date it is because it's in the next 2 weeks. No cars. And they do this like periodically. No cars, no motorcycles are allowed in the country to drive for one day. So if you plan on coming down, I got to find out the date. Andrea told me the day. So there's a day where it's going to just be taxis. They did this a few years ago too. So it's just going to be taxis. So you'll be able to get around with that. Shout out to all you guys being in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, gentlemen. My man Black Empowerment is in the building as well. Oh, one Black Empowerment representing me. He said, this is a good Friday now. Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys. Man, I just started cussing and fussing. Forgive me, gentlemen. My man Bobby Coltrane of the Coltrane family. He said, speaking of struggling streams, I had an issue with my Rumble last night, man. We had a good one. And I didn't know what my Raiders got at pick 58. I know we kept pushing back today. We let who was it? We gave draft picks to Houston, and I think it wasn't Cleveland. It was somebody else that we gave. Yeah, was it Cleveland? Today we slid back twice, so we got a lot of 3rd round picks. Shout out to you guys. He said, Rumble last night, so I was able to watch eventually with you guys. I just couldn't communicate. I'm glad you got a chance to watch with us, man. That was fun, man. It was 80 people. It was 80 of us on Rumble last night watching the NFL draft, man. We had a good time. I had pizza, beers. Couldn't beat that. My man GJ in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you being here. Shout out to you. He said Jamaica rum and Coke. Oh, man, that sounds good. That sounds real good. My man Jay Anderson, the great, once again, he said, salute to the grown man chat. He said, my Raider Nation folks in the building. You know how we do. He said, Andre and Andre love crossing borders. Yes, sir. And Ronin Travelers. Ronin, make sure you drop the link to you guys' channel. Your channel and Fearless channel. Make sure you drop the link so all of us, we got 64 people in the building. 64 of us should be subscribed to Ronin Travelers and Travelers, as well as Fearless. Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys. And for Prophet, once again, he said a moment of silence for for Shay Main. For real, man. Shannon fumble. Man, I ain't gonna even lie about that one, man. Get too busy trying to be freaky dinky. These girls got technology. They got cameras hidden everywhere. They got the extra cell phone. They record. This girl got the app where she can record her own phone. Hey, baby. When she can record, think about it. Come on, us old heads over 50, we sit up there talking to the young girl. Hey, girl, how much you need? You know I got you, girl. You know Nate gonna look out for you. I know you in a bind. Mm-hmm. We don't realize that the young girl got an app on her phone to record all her phone calls. We don't know nothing about that, old heads. Come on now. We're gonna get started with the video in a minute. We ain't gonna hear me rant anymore. He said, steal my dog though. For real, that's still my dude. Don't get it wrong. Shannon, my dude. I don't care about ESPN is going down anyway, so it ain't like we gonna really be worried about Shannon. And as much money Shannon bringing in from YouTube, please, you gonna miss that ESPN money though. Shout out to my man Larger. He said it's his fault. We can stop it right there. That is true. It's his fault for being a rich man dating an American woman. That is true. I'd have been everywhere else with his money, man. Please. There is nowhere in the world. And she wouldn't even find like that. He said, why would you date her knowing damn well Colombian, Brazilians are accessible to you? That falls on him. You ain't never lied. I thought the same thing, brother. I thought the exact same thing. David said, I'm shaking my head. These dudes too emotional. Yep. That's serious. He said, I need an old soul like me. That's it. Man, sometimes I got to remind myself how young Andre is, because you always walk around here like she's somebody's mama or grandmama. I'm like, girl, you ain't controlling everything in the house. You ain't my boss. You swear, dude. Ooh. I ain't gonna even lie, I feel sad for our kids. I'm like, man, you know how your mama is. I already got my line down packed. As soon as we have some kids, Dad, you know how your mama is. That's gonna be my line. Shout out to my man, Educated Pookie. Yeah, you know how your mama is, man. Don't be looking at me. You know how your mama act. Hey, let that boy go swimming. Well, you know how your mama is. You know how she act. Andre bringing the heat tonight. Shout out to you, man. And my man FBAJ in the building. My dude. Shout out to Jay. He said NFL is not running. Is not the. He said not the NFL running back body. Yeah, man, dude. She was built bad body, man. She was a body. You could tell that this sister had been in the gym for a few years. You could tell, and like I said, there was nothing about her physique was masculine, all feminine, man. I was like, okay, little mama, do your thing, and that's it. At this age, hey, little mama, keep doing your thing. My job is to introduce you dudes to the young girls. That's as far as it be with me. I dance with the young girls. I laugh and chop it up on the business side with the young girls, like Paola and my girl Jay. I mean, my girl, my girl Jay. You know, I'm cool with them. But you know, you got my girl D down here in Cali. That's me. I'm cool with young ladies. I'm married to one, so I ain't trying to. I don't feel jealous about some dude like, man, my wife 45. I wish I had a young girl. I ain't got to worry about all that. See, I nipped that in the bud. I knew how I would be at this age. I'm gonna say this again. When I met Andre, I was 50. I knew how I would be at 57. So there was no way in hell I was gonna marry somebody 40, and now she's 47, and I'm 50. My wife just cracking 30. You see how I did that? I looked out for Andre's future. For real. For real. But me and DJ said, he said, I'm not an old dude. He said, fuck you, 60 is the new 30. Okay. You keep on believing that. I bet you them young girls don't think that. It don't matter what we think. I'm gonna say that again. Kevin Samuels always told us it's what the market thinks. Did he not say that? Kevin said it's what the market thinks. Damn what the females thought about themselves. Fat chicks would come on Kevin, talk about I'm a 10. Remember that? They would come on Kevin's show. I'm a 10. Kevin be like, what? Rate yourself a 1 to 10. I'm a 12. Girl, you ain't no 12. You don't even wear size 12. So all you do, that you feel young and spry and energetic at 60, go ahead, feel it. The market don't see you as that. Yes, there are a lot of young ladies that like older dudes, but guess what? Y'all ready? They like you because you're an older dude. There are women like Andrea that are attracted to older men. They expect you to be a older man. Behave like a older man. Maneuver like a older man. But if you are an older man and you move like you 30 and she 30, to those type of women, you're a turnoff. They are expecting us older men to walk with the maturity. And I know you're being facetious, DJ, but to walk with the maturity of an older man. I never have to pretend like I'm a young dude around Andrea, and she don't have to act outside of her age around me. I know my wife an old head, trapped in a young body, so I'm the young one in our house. If y'all ever wonder who's the young one, tis I. Tis I. Shout out to my brother For Profit once again. Man, the real CP show. Shout out to you, CP. He say, which is ignorant. He say they do the same. He say they do have some audacity. This is true. So true. Black Scorpion is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. He said, cook, damn it, cook. Shout out to you guys. Once again, we're going to get to the videos in a few seconds, guys. I don't want to hold you guys up this evening. The first video we're going to watch is Obi Land talking about this brother right here in Brazil. Obi Land dropped this video just a couple weeks ago. And this brother got in Brazil. And we talk about a multimillionaire. The brother got it from the dirt. He got it from the mud. You can be proud of the brother. He got it from the mud. And a lot of us have done this. A lot of us guys have gotten stuff from the mud. And to sit back and see after all your success, you just throw it away over some young coochie. Marcus Houston, anyone? Marcus Houston, anyone? Shout out to my brother once again. He said, true. He said that wasn't extremely thick. Back in the day, man, he said money doesn't equal common sense. You know what? I'm learning that. Over the last few years of being outside the United States and just watching how some of us old heads move, Shannon Sharps and others, I agree with you 100%. I know some guys with a lot of money and not a lot of sense. My man Logic says this. He said, what do you want to say is that they be jive turkeys? Jive turkeys, yes, sir. For real, yeah, for real. That's so serious. You brought me way back. Thank you for that one, brother. Thank you for that one. Man, Dollar Bill's in the building. He said, they crashing out. They do, man. They do. Necro's in the building too, man. Shout out to you. He said, even Andre and my fellow Blue Book gentlemen, salute to you all. Salute to you as well, kind sir. My man DJ Davis of the Davis family say, damn. Say Colombian dudes, yeah. Yeah, bruh. Since I've been, I kid you not, since I've been here, the last about 8 years of being here, bruh, I've known at least 10 to 20 stories, and it'd be just like that. Oh, but I got one for you that I didn't know until today, eating breakfast with Andrea. Colombian women ain't made for breakups. Did you know that it is very, T-Mac, did you guys know it is very, very common for Colombian women, after you done broke up with her, stack her money and pay for a hitman and get you deleted? She knows she a little dainty female. She can't do it. So what she do, she will stack her money. If she ain't got it, pay a hitman to delete you. This is very common in Colombia when they break up. Nope. That one, I was like, what? She said, yeah. Women do that all the time. I'm like, what? You know, I'm married. I don't want to hear this. So what are you saying? That if we break up, I need to go somewhere else? Yeah, man. Kid you not. I kid you not, man. They will pay somebody to delete the dude. Now, I haven't heard it when it comes to a foreigner. I haven't heard that when it comes to a foreigner at all. But when it comes to the Colombian dudes, yeah, these women don't have a problem with paying somebody. Shout out to man Easy in the building. He said break up to make up. That's all we do. Do you hate me? That's a game. Oh, man, I was a Stylistic fan, bruh. I remember when I finally got a chance to see the Stylistics in concert. Man, I was so happy. It was the Stylistics, Shy Lights, the Dales, and it was one more of those old school groups. It was in Chicago, man. Oh, man, that was a good concert. The Shy Lights? Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Oh, man. Poppy De Niro. For real. Chocolate Poppy De Niro. And they be falling for it. You know what get me, man? Hey, T-Man. When dudes fall for the amour, when the female say amour to them and them dudes melt, and I be like, dude, you do know in amour in Spanish is just honey. It's just like, I mean, I call a waitress amour. The waitress calls her dog amour. It's I see Andrea be on the phone, her and the brother Camilo be joking. Andrea always like, no, Poppy. That's just a slang term. It's not, oh my God, she called me Poppy. We do that. But when you live here, you start to realize there's certain things that just turn you on when you first start dealing with Latin women. You just find out that she called her dog amour. I thought I was her only amour. Amour. Let me roll my tongue. My R's. Amour. Amour. For real. You do need to leave that parking lot pimping shit in the States. That's for real, man. For real. Nate, you need to stay in the States. For real. For a piece of tail. You ain't lying now. You ain't lying. Solo travel. That's, you know I know what you do. Yes, sir, Jay. A lot of dudes that would have stayed out of a lot of headaches if they had solo travel. You came down to Colombia with your boys and they got into some mess and you got into some mess. And you would have never got in that mess by yourself. That's the funny part. A lot of the conniving in the places that you go to, you would have never went to that spot by yourself. When you were by yourself, you probably found you one or two cool Colombianas to hang out with, and you would have been good if you was by yourself. You come down here with them knucklehead dudes trying to showboat to each other. Shout out to Jay. Jay says this. Jay says, he said, these young broads, man, are dirty work, bro. Man, listen, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. Shout out to my man Growth Talk Coffee been in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to see you here. Dion is in the building representing. He said we always got our minds on the dream girl from high school. If you don't preach from high school, that's the dope boy. That's the dope boy guy. Absolutely correct. Now you got your money up. You 53. Now you can come to Columbia and get that dream girl that you wanted in high school. Not realizing you ain't no longer in high school. It's gone, bro. It's just a fantasy. Theo says this. Theo says, okay, this is a good challenge. He said, I'm going to bring my cute small dog. Oh, yeah. Now that one, see, y'all sleeping on that one. If you got a dog in South America, you good. You good. That is a conversation starter, man, more than salsa. You good, man. They love pets in South America. Love them. Love them. Love them. So when they see somebody else with their pets, man, all of a sudden y'all start walking together and conversing. Please. Yes, sir. He said, my cute small dog game in Cali, and see how the women, yep. That is so true. Girls use apps. He said, my dogs have puppy dog eyes. There we go. There we go. Absolutely correct. Big brother in life is here too. Shout out to you, brother. He said this. He said, at some point, you get too old for the game. Yes, sir. He said, if linger around longer, then you should, then you should end up like Bernard Hopkins, Steve McNair. When he got knocked out of the ring, yep. He said, Father Time is undefeated, male and female. We may not have a wall to hit, gentlemen. We might not hit the wall. But at the end of the day, guys, we're older now, man. And I love it. Some of you guys don't like being older. I noticed that. Some guys accept being older. They cool with being older. Man, I love being older. I know, dude, I'm from the east side of Detroit. I know too many dudes that's in the graveyard. I did 10 years in the feds. You think I ain't gonna celebrate these years? Man, I got 10 years of smiling to catch up on. 10 years of laughter. 10 years of intimacy, 10 years of eating, 10 years of traveling. I got 10. You think I'm gonna be sitting up there miserable because, I'm in my 50s? Shh. Y'all think I enjoy my 50s. Wait until them 60s come around. I kid you not, man. I'm enjoying all this. I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. They took 10 years of my life. See, y'all also used to being free. You don't know what it's like to lose freedom. So you be like, hey, I'm 55, I feel 25. I don't care nothing about that. At 55, even if I felt 25, I'm enjoy it because it's 55. I don't lie about my age. Hell no. How old are you? 57. What? I ain't never had nobody not give me the coochie because of my age. They may not have given me the coochie because they didn't like me, or it wasn't the right time, or maybe it was the time of the month. But in the history of Andre-dom, I have never had a woman tell me, it's because of your age. You're my dad's age. I ain't never had that. At 47, they were spreading them wide. At 43, they were spreading them wide. At 33, they were spreading them wide. Why? I ain't never had nobody tell me you can't get this coochie. I'm sorry. I thought you was 42. You're 47. Please. Please. Some of you dudes, we run around here lying about your age. Well, you know I'm only I know I'm only 43. You know you 53. You look 43. You take care of your body like you 43. Fellas, all you young dudes, I'm going to give y'all some advice. Don't be listening to these old heads. Don't be lying like these old heads. Dude, I got female friends that done told me, y'all ready? They didn't get a dude the coochie because the dude lied about his age. And they say this, if he'll lie about that, what else is he lying? We all know it. I ain't got to say it. If he lied, see, I didn't give him the coochie, not because of his age, but because he lied about it. And if they lying about that, what else is he lying? So now they thinking you got a wife and the kids and 9 dogs, and their imagination just, no, I ain't gonna even, that's all right. Because you lied about your age. Young dudes, don't be like these old heads, man. They be lying about their age. I'm living proof, bruh. You gonna still get that coochie. You gonna still get it. Ain't nobody ever told me no because of my age. Don't you let these old dudes trick y'all into thinking that you gotta come to other countries lying about your age. I'm telling you, dog, I'm serious. These old dudes that be lying about their age, how y'all thinking that y'all, when y'all hit that age, y'all got to lie too? No, you don't. I'm here to be the first brother to tell you, hell no, you ain't got to lie. Hell no. Fellas, I was getting virgin coochie in my 40s. Did I stutter? I'm in my 40s getting virgin coochie. Fine. Ukrainian virgin coochie. If I get virgin coochie without lying about my age, and I'm just a regular brother like you or the old heads are, why you lying? I ain't lying. Now, one female can sit back and say, well, Andre came up to me, and he lied about his age, and I gave him coochie, and I found out what his age was. I found out that women spread their legs fastest for the truth. Once I found out the power of the truth, man, please. You know, if you brothers only knew how many women told me, I'm giving you this coochie because you was the only one that told me the truth. If you only knew how many women told me, well, I don't like that you got a wife, but because you told me the truth, I'm going to go and give you some firehead. You would think that she would be like, well, I'm not that type of girl. Nope. 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 You would think because you married, some of you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. You would think because you married, females be like, no, I'm not with that. They say that together, like when they're at the beauty salon or when they're at church together or when they're sitting on the couch together. They be like, girl, I would never sleep with a married man. They will say that when they together, bruh. But when they in front of you married men, you already know. You married dudes that ran through a bunch of chicks when you was married, you know I'm telling the truth. You got so much coochie when you told chicks, well, I'm married. Okay, because you were honest, I'm gonna let you put it in my booty. What? I was just expecting a kiss. I was just expecting a kiss. I told you the truth, and you're gonna let me put it in your book. Who am I to deny such favors? Who am I to deny such favors? Shout out to man T-Mac once again. Let me scroll down. Let's get to the video, man. We don't need to hear Andre running off at the mouth all day. Thank you. Bobby said facts. He said they love sleeping with married men. Ooh, they love it. Love it. Dre Roland be the Roland Cripper for real. And they said, man, listen, man, I'm looking forward to my 60s. Oh, what y'all talking about? Any day above ground is a good day. I don't care on my saddest day. At least I'm above ground to be sad. On my brokest day, at least I'm above ground to be broke. On my richest day, at least I'm above ground to be rich. On my sleepiest day, my tiredest day, at least I'm above ground to do that. Man, listen, please. When they let me out the feds, man, I was like, man, I'm gonna enjoy every single moment of this freedom. 10 years gone. All of the 90s gone. All you dudes that have fun in the 90s, Freakniks, all that. It's a different world. You got a chance to go to all the Spelman, Morehouse. All you guys that go to your different colleges. Florida, Florida State, University of Miami. Y'all have all that fun. I'm in the fucking feds. Y'all sitting up there in the streets celebrating OJ, but sad about Tupac. I'm in the feds. Man, I go in the feds. NWA was still together. I get out, they done broke up. I kid you not. True story. I'm in the car with my brother, with Rob. I say, and I told you guys this before, I said, I go in, Heavy D is singing, I'm the overweight lover, Heavy D. DJ Quick is on his first hit. I go in, Boys to Men, Motown Philly, back again. I'm giving y'all a window, right? Wasn't no end of the road yet. They was on Motown Philly when I went in. Shaka Khan still had hits on the radio when I went in. I get out. I ask my brother, well, who is hot on the radio now? It's these young boys out of New Orleans called the Cash Money Millionaires. You got these other dudes out of New Orleans, the No Limit, Master P. They're the hottest ones in New Orleans. Is hot. Think about that window, gentlemen. Motown Philly back again. The overweight lover, Heavy D. Guy was still making songs. I like the things you do to me. I get home, the block is hot. I get home, go DJ. Now that's my DJ. I get home, bag that thing up. That's the gap. And you think I'm gonna sit up here with the life that I got left and I'm gonna throw it away? Trying to pretend like I'm not 57? Shh. You think I'm gonna lie about my age? Shh. You go ahead and lie about your age, but I'm gonna enjoy every day I got above this one. I'm 57 in 53 days. Tomorrow I'll be 57 and 54 days. I'll be 50 in a couple weeks. I'll be 57 and 63 days. Shh, I'm celebrating all mine. I'm celebrating all mine. For real. You say you was in the feds doing the whole New Jack Swing era. It had just started. I only got one guy album in. Now, I'm in the feds with R. Kelly in his group come out. Give me that honey love. I'm in the feds for honey love. I ain't on the streets. Y'all get y'all little honey love freak on. I wasn't free for none of that. I wasn't free from all that. I can believe I can fly. All them R. Kelly 12 play. I'm in the feds when Aaliyah come out. I'm in the feds with a little group out of Atlanta. All I want from you is understanding. I'm in the feds for all that. All the Barry Sanders in the feds. All that. Every song Tupac and Biggie made, I'm in the feds. Them dudes dead when I get out, them they gone. Think about it. Them dudes were dead, and I still had a couple more years to do. You think I'm not gonna celebrate life? Man, please. I celebrate life on camera and off camera. You better believe that one. He said, yes, we went to universities and watched our sisters get ran through by many drug dealers. 'Tis true, my friends. 'Tis true. He said, while saying that we are lame studying computer science and Russian language. Maybe jail was better. No. What you guys did was better. Because right now you guys are living a life, man, that these sisters wish they could. Now they got four or five baby daddies. Yeah, man. I came out as 50 Cent. He said, damn, Dre, you missed a whole lot. Wow, my man. He said, my man, I know happy. Yeah. Yep. I came out, man. It was like at the beginning of DMX, the beginning of Nelly, the beginning of M. Yep. Ludacris. Absolutely. Yeah, I missed a lot. All of Jerry Springer. I want you. All of Jerry Springer. While y'all was out there acting a fool with Jerry Springer, and when Jerry was like, Jerry, I'm in the feds. We're watching Jerry in the feds. And that's serious. I told Rob, I said, what's on the radio? He said, it's this new group called the Cash Money Millionaires. They're everywhere. And Master P. Master P. He said, shout out to Mike Uno. He said, what's up, Dre? He said, I know I have fun overseas. Almost 40 chicks been down. He said, I felt you when you said days ago about being worse than a date for girls in the state. Yeah. Traveling like I do. And on living abroad. It's true. We're the worst people to date in the United States. You guys with passports and travel, I wouldn't want my sister, my aunties, and my female cousins to date any of us that travel. We are horrible dates in the United States. Female could be right in front of us, talking her tail off, fine as could be. And we just pondering over our last trip to the Philippines and all the fine chicks that we done smashed over there. We looking at the chick in the States like, huh? Oh, you said something? We the worst. We know we ain't gonna hang around. We meeting pastors. We meeting their mama. We meeting their dogs. Knowing in the back of our mind, we got a trip coming up in 3 months to Brazil. We gonna be gone for 2 weeks. I don't care if you introduce me to your pastor. We gone. We the worst people. I would never let my sister. If I was out there, man, that way. Yep. Actually, I was in from 89 to 99. I was in from 89 to 99. I went in 1989. Bobby Brown was still on the charts with his first album. Don't Be Cruel. Don't Be Cruel was still on the charts when I went in. Keith Sweat was still on the charts when I went in. His first album. You may be young, but you're red. Yeah. Shout out to Kadesh being in the building. I hope I can pronounce your name correctly. He said, I honestly believe that these women are quicker to give up the box. Tis true. To men over 40 than to men in their 30s. I mean, to men in their 30s and younger. It seems like that. He said, I'm starting to get more play now at 39. Absolutely correct. I ain't gonna lie, the young dudes do make it easy. These young dudes, you know, these YNs, they make it so easy for us to smash young chicks now, man. It used to be like a taboo for us to smash young chicks. Now, it is what it is, because these YNs make it so bad that they like, man, listen, let me go ahead and give me an older dude. He said, quick question, Dre. He said, do you plan on making an Audible? Yes. We're going to take the books. We're going to take 44 Laws of Travel. The first one we're going to be doing, because I know a few of you guys have been asking about this, including T-Mac. We're going to take Anywhere Possible. I didn't know I turned mirrored it. I gotta switch the camera around. Oh, I didn't even see in the background I mirrored it. Let me see something with, I gotta switch this around. The camera, I mirrored it. There we go. If I didn't even notice that was in the back. I made a mistake and hit the mirror. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so this is gonna be the first one I'm gonna do on audio. So this is the first one. I'm working with the AI and getting everything set up. And this is the first one I'm gonna do on audio. And then the 44 laws of travel, that's going to be the next one that's going to be done on audio. And then Stop Making Excuses is going to be the next one that's going to be on audio. But the first one will be this one. I'm going to have that one done within the next couple of weeks because quite a few of you guys were asking about the audio version. And I'm an audio book type of guy as well as the tangible books. So yeah, good question. Good question. Shout out to my brother being in the building. He said, did you ever get a chance to participate in Scared Straight? Actually, yes and no. I was a motivational speaker that they sent out. You know how Scared Straight, they brought the kids in? People had known me so much in the Feds. Kid you not, because remember, I transferred 10 times. I was a passport bro while I was in. When I was in the Feds, you could transfer to another federal facility because you know they're all over the country every 6 months. Now it's every 18 months. The last time I looked a few years back. So now you got to wait 18 months in that particular prison. For example, if I'm in Terre Haute, Indiana, I got to wait 18 months if I want to transfer to Allentown, Pennsylvania, or Lexington, Kentucky, or Milan, Michigan, or Jessup, Georgia, or Atlanta, Georgia, MCC Chicago, MCC Miami, El Reno, Oklahoma, MCC Los Angeles. So you guys know I've been around, right? When I was in, you could transfer every 6 months. So I broke my 10 years up. At that time period, you could still go to school in the Feds. You could still get your master's degree. So I was still working on you getting education. So you could get that in the Feds. They took it out like right before I left. But I was so well known by a lot of people for my writing. I was doing writing in the Feds. I was a school teacher, so I was helping guys graduate the GEDs. I never had a failure except one, and that was the month after I quit. I was getting ready to leave the Feds, so I said I'll let somebody else be the teacher. And so, man, the month that I quit, we had our first failure of GED, because you get the GED, did I help you get into college? Because the professors would come to the prison. So our college professors would come to us. We didn't have to do no such thing as online at that time period. So the college professors would come in and you would actually go into like an auditorium and you would do your classwork just like being in college, like for real. Like we would have graduation ceremonies, the families would come, everything for your associates, your bachelor's, and your master's degree. And I'm talking about dudes will leave out there with some nice degrees. And so because I was so well known by a lot of wardens and counselors, my last two years, they were asking me to go out and go public speaking. So I'm doing speaking engagements at high schools everywhere, juvenile centers, courtrooms, junior high schools. So I was already out there. This is the funny part. I would have my badge. It wasn't like they was giving me a suit to wear. I would still have my federal prison badge on, and I would go speak to the kids or the community or to the people. Then it's back to the prison. And that went on like the last 2 years. The last 2 years that happened. And I had never heard nobody ever they just taking somebody out of the prison, just going out to the public like that. But that's what they did with me. Praise the Lord. Yeah, R.I.P. Man, did you see Jerry's Will video? If any of you guys seen Jerry Springer's will video, Jerry Springer got 4 kids, 2 white, 2 black. Jerry Springer did a video, his will. They recorded it. And I saw it like a week ago, right? For his 2 white kids that he had by his white wife, he left them the mansion. To his 2 black kids, he left them everything. Everything. Jerry Springer, everything. All the proceeds that'll be coming through from the television show running for years, they get that. All of his investment, Jerry said they get it all. He just left the white kids, poor white kids. You know, I ain't thinking about I ain't no racist type dude like that, but poor white kids. But the 2 brothers and sisters, they weren't expected to get nothing. It was a boy and a girl. He's got a boy and a girl. He's got a boy and a girl white, a boy and a girl black. And this man left everything to the black kids. Everything. I don't know what them white kids did in that marriage, but he like, yeah, y'all can have that house. But all the other millions upon millions, yeah, that's what y'all get. I was like, okay, Jerry. Jerry, even in the grave, Jerry keeping the controversy going. Even from the grave. Yeah, Summer 89. Another summer sounds like the funky drummer. Yes, sir. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, 88, 89. Yep. He said I was running up on some serious numbers. I know y'all was smashing them out there. I was smashing them before I went in, so I know what y'all was doing. He said, be a real shit, Dre. He said, that was your blessing being down that long. You wouldn't be the man you are now. I realized that too. I realized that 100%. I won't say going to prison changed me, but what I did in prison to make myself be a better man, that wouldn't have happened if I was on the streets. The better Andre that you guys see today. Like, you guys see me, and I'm nothing like I was before. Man, I was robbing people. I was doing B&Es like crazy, man. If your house got a window, I'm breaking in. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm out there in them streets selling drugs with the best of them. I'm in shootouts. I'm shooting at dudes I'm being shot at. I'm beating down dudes. I got dudes who are looking to beat me down. Man, I was in them streets. See, y'all see me today like he funny, he smile a lot. Not back then. I was like Malcolm X. I was like Malcolm X when he was Malcolm Little. Okay? Seriously. I could definitely relate to Malcolm. Definitely. I'm talking about 2 totally different people. Yeah, man. He said Dre is actually he said it was actually Bobby Brown's second. It's his second album. Thank you, brother. His first album was the King of Stage. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know, guys. Great trivia. E Breezy in the building. Shout out to you. He said, when you transfer to another federal prison, is it so that you can move closer to your friends and family? Heck, you know. Not me. Other dudes, most dudes, yes. Because this is how the feds would do. They would send you to a prison like me. My first prison was, like, I'm from Detroit. But the first prison they sent me to was Jessup, Georgia. Jessup, Georgia is deep in Georgia, like 4 or 5 hours outside of Atlanta. For all you ATL dudes, you know what I'm talking about. I'm deep in the heart of Georgia. So you're right. You got to transfer your way back up north. So you might end up in Lexington, Kentucky, then Terre Haute, Indiana, and all of a sudden you finally made it to Milan, Michigan, which is like a 45-minute ride from Detroit, right? But it took you maybe 4 years to get there. Me, I wanted to do my bit by myself. I never told my family how much time my mom never knew how much time I had. They just know he in the feds. They don't know if I had 40 years or 14 years. I just told them one day I'm getting out. You ain't tell your family? Nope. My court case for the feds was in Indiana anyway. None of this went down. I never had a case in Detroit. Well, I had some small cases in Detroit, but I never had a major case. My cases were Cleveland. My state case was Cleveland, 5 years in Cleveland and 10 years in the feds. And that was in Indiana. So fortunately for me, I wrote the judge in Cleveland, let him know, hey, I just did 9 years in the feds. I told him my story about all the stuff that I've done. Can we run those 5 years that are waiting for me in Ohio? Because if I didn't do that, the day that I was supposed to be released from the feds, the federal marshals would have taken me to Ohio to do another 5 years. So I found out, just write the judge a letter. Let's see what happens. Nothing beats a failure but a try, right? So what I did, I wrote the judge over my case that was waiting for me to do that 5 years. And I wrote him, told him my story, and he said, run it concurrent. You good with me? So, in other words, they looked at a part of that 9 years that I had already done and said, let's just glue 5. Let's just glue the 5 from the states along with it. So now all I had was a year left and I was free. But not everybody thinks like that. There are a lot of dudes that either had state and had to go to the feds or were fed. And I met dudes like that, or they had to go from the feds and go the state be waiting for you on the day that you're supposed to be released. State police officers are waiting for you right there to transfer you to the state prison. And you could have just done 7 years or 10 years or 13 years in the feds. And the states are waiting for you to do those 2 years or those 5 years or 10 years. But I was like, I'm too smart for that. I'm smarter than the average bear. Yeah. He said you running my homie was down there in Georgia. He said, I feel you on that. Yeah, I was deep Georgia. Jessup? Yeah, he said Jessup is only, I didn't know that. Jessup is only 1.5 hours from Savannah. I did not know that. Yeah, with the family, I just didn't tell the family what, I talk to my family all the time. They just never asked me, well, how much time you got? Because they knew I wasn't going to tell. I wanted to just do this bit myself. And I knew I was becoming a different man. And a part of that development of the man that I was coming, I need to go through that journey by myself. I didn't have any girlfriends. The guys get their letters in the mail. And the ladies, you can smell the perfume when it's mail time. Because as soon as they pour the mail out, they may pour it out on the pool table, right? They'll pour the mail out on the pool table and then start yelling off names. And you can just smell all the perfume that the ladies will be spraying on the letters so the guys can smell the perfumes. And it be smelling good. I didn't care. I was looking for my Christian magazines to come in. I was looking for my investment books to come in. I was looking for my reading material to come in. I was not studying a female. I was not studying. I was so busy trying to make, when I got out, I knew, Andre, you're going to get out of here one day. You aren't going back to the evil life that you were in. What are you going to do with your life, bruh? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing? I didn't like what life was showing me. Where are you going to? I didn't know. I told you guys the other day, and it's in the book. I actually have that in the book. It's literally, that story is in the book when I said that song would haunt me for years. Because I didn't like my life, no matter how much money I was making. Drug dealing and making money never gave me peace in my life. The more money I made, the more females I smashed, the more we partied, I was never really happy. Because I didn't know what was at the end of this. okay, when I get done selling, am I going to buy a business, or am I going to go into jail, or am I going to get shot and end up in hell? Which one is it? You know, I could do it like the Cash Money dudes. You know, they started in the drug games and they took it and they reinvented themselves. And now these, you know, you got the Lil Waynes and the Drakes, all of that, because they had enough sense to take their drug money and invest it in the Eazy-E, and them did that. It was NWA. Eazy-E was the drug dealer in the neighborhood. He hey, let me get some of this money to Dr. Dre. Let's see what he can do with it. So I put that in the book, that story in the book. And then how over time, once I started knowing where my life was going to, and I was starting to like the things that life was showing me. Do you know? And I never had that song. I love that song now. That song has never haunted me again. I don't even think about that song anymore. But for years, man, that song would, like 4, 5, 6 times a year, would ring in my head for days, because I was not happy no matter how much money I had, no matter how many bad chicks I had, no matter how many guns I had, no matter how many cities I was going to. You the boss man. I was never, ever happy, like real peace happiness. I didn't know who to trust, because if the more money you make in the game, the more people trying to take you out, the more jealousy is out there. You don't know if your right-hand man is up there. You see what I'm saying? You ain't doing it, but you don't know if your right-hand man doing a little something. You don't know if y'all go down, if somebody gonna snitch. You got all this stuff in your head. But this the part that haunted me the most was I knew I was better than the streets. That was the part that had me, that hit me more than anything else. Even though I was good in the streets and people trusted me because Andre don't smoke weed, he barely drink, blah, 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 blah. So we could trust him with these keys and this cake over here. But I wasn't happy. Making the money, making the moves. Because I always felt like I was bigger than this. No matter how much money I had in my pocket, I had the mumps. No matter how much money I had here or owned this or drove that, I always felt like no matter what I drove, I was better than this car. There's something better than this waiting for me. I always felt like something bigger, something better than this. This is cool, but for now, there's something bigger than this. And then when I go into the feds, I'm like, well, was I dreaming? You know, because I'm going down. I ain't going up. I'm going down when you go to jail. I was right here when I was doing this, when I was in the streets, and all of a sudden I get caught. That's not going up. That's going down. So I'm like, this doesn't feel like bigger than this. Now I see my life now, and it's far more better. And I'm just at the beginning of the race. And you guys like, wait a minute, you're 57. Bruh, there is so many more adventures God got for your boy. So many more places to see. So many things to create. So many more books to write. So much more, man. I'm just starting in the race. I'm gonna ride the wheels off this. That's why I don't care nothing about being older. Because I remember what it was like being younger. And then plus the feds, all prisons really, 85% recidivism rate. I had an 85% chance of going back to prison. 85% of people that go to prison one time in the United States, 85% end up going back to jail for some reason, one way or another. 85%. I'm one of the few 15%ers that's out here, guys. Kid you not, it is rare. That's another reason why I'm happy. It is ultra rare to did that amount of time, come out to a new society. The society that I left, you guys, we were riding Broncos. We were riding a Jenny truck. We were riding Blazers. You thought if you had a Blazer, you thought you was doing something. I come home, you guys got Tahoes and Escalades. You riding Suburbans. Wasn't no Suburban like the ones that we have now. When I went in, it was the old school Suburban with the big windows. Wasn't no such thing as a black Suburban when I went in. Wasn't no Tahoes. So I celebrate my life, man. And that's why I'm not about to throw away for none of these bitches in these other countries. Y'all crazy. I am not about to get drugged by none of these chicks. Dude, if I was single, I wouldn't put myself in a position to get drugged. But man, I'm free. I'm free. You talking about throw away my freedom for these knucklehead bitches walking? Y'all crazy. I ain't you. And you damn sure ain't me. I got a high appreciation for days. You might appreciate life. I appreciate every single day. When I put my feet down, man, there's a prayer that's going on because I appreciate every day. Not because I feel like I'm old and I'm gonna pass on. I got that many years. No, I'm celebrating every day. That's another reason why I've never been through, when people say I get out of prison and I couldn't find no job, and wouldn't nobody help me, and I went back to the streets. I never went through that bullshit. Never. Not one time ever thought about going back to the streets. Never. Had some good days, had some bad days. I realized that's all part of life. You make money sometimes, you lose money sometimes. You work your way back up, and then you make more money. And then sometimes it go back down, and sometimes it go all the way back up. That's life. I never got sad and depressed when the money started going down. Even today, I'm still working our way back up from the time period when we lost the channels. We were making 5 figures every month. I'm working my way back to that. I ain't sitting back like, oh man, it's just so bad. Losing a YouTube channel or several YouTube channels, it's hurting, but it ain't nothing like when you got 5 dark police vans and nothing but FDA, the ATF, the DEA, and the FBI all standing in front of you, and you 22 years old, and you about to do 10 years in the feds. And at that time period, I was looking at 140 years. I could have got 140 years. That's what I was looking at with the indictments. If they had ran them wild, I'd have got 140 years. So losing a little YouTube channel ain't gonna stop no show. Ain't gonna stop no show. Y'all can believe that one. That one you can believe. He said, we picked you up from the feds when they released you. That's a good one. He said, did your family throw you a welcome home party? Nope. Wait a minute. No, my mom made welcome home dinner. Remember, I got released. I was in Indiana. I was in Terre Haute, Indiana, and at the camp. That means there's no fence. I started off behind the double fences, and then as time goes on, you get the single fence. And as time goes on, like your last 2 or 3 years, and you haven't had any problems in the feds, they put you in a prison camp. It's just a camp, no fences. It's just a camp. And so when I got out, they gave me a plane flight. That's what it was. They gave me a ticket for a flight from. No. When I got out in Indiana, they sent me to a halfway house. So when I got out a van ride to Fort Wayne, Indiana. They sent me to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I was in a halfway house for 6 months. And that's when I was working in a nursing home, because there was a nursing home that's right next to the halfway house. So that's why I got all those nursing home stories. And then when I got done with the halfway house, remember I said that God will bless you? Remember I mentioned to you, while I was in the halfway house, I get a letter in the mail. That letter, while I'm in the halfway house, our condolences about the loss of your grandfather. I didn't even know my grandfather. My grandfather lived in Tennessee. I didn't know he died. My dad's father. Our condolences. And connected to that condolences, that insurance was a check for $20,000. So I had $20,000 waiting for me when I was done with the halfway house. And that's why I was able to get back to Detroit, get on my feet, buy myself a vehicle, just get it. You know, I already was a person that was used to being around people. So my first job was with Blue Cross Blue Shield downtown Detroit. And as I built my resume up, I asked myself, what do you want to do? I knew I was good in sales, and I knew from being in the feds, I was good in education. But I knew once they ran my fingerprints, I could never be a professor or a school teacher. As soon as they ran the fingerprints, like, nah, bro. no. So I knew I couldn't do that. So I said, well, let me go into the administrative side of education. And so that's when I became an academic college recruiter for 20 years. And I traveled the country working with different colleges, scholarship events, things like that. I still got a scholarship that I want to set up in the next couple of years, one for my in the name of my mom and my grandmom. And it's real easy to set up a scholarship, even if it's a $50 scholarship. It's real easy to set up a scholarship in the United States for some young person. It is not hard to set up a scholarship in somebody's name. So that's why I got so many stories I could tell y'all about, you know, campus and things like that, the campus life. And I could tell y'all about sisters getting all these fake degrees. I did it for 20 years. Liberal arts, psychology, massage therapy. So, yeah. Yes. Yep. He said Jessup is the center of the southern part of the state. Yep. I was in there with I was in there with John Gotti. I was in there with John Gotti when they were transferring him from court, and they were transferring him down to the Supermax in Denver. Denver, Colorado is like the Supermax where you'll never see daylight ever again. You really never see a person again. When they send you to Supermax, you never see a person again. All your visitation is on camera. You're just looking at a camera lens when people come see you. Your mail is on camera. Like if somebody send you a letter, they kind of like put the letter up to the camera lens so you can see the letter right there. And then after a few minutes, they take it. You never touch that letter. Supermax is like, it's like they put you in a cave, like never to be seen again. Yeah, that's what they did with John Gotti, man. I remember helicopters were everywhere, man, when that dude came through. Did you have a dictionary to write letters to the judge? Yeah, I had the law dictionaries. They had, every federal prison. I don't know how it is in the States, but every federal prison has the huge law libraries, man. I remember one of my closest friends, man, he stayed in the law library, and he had 7 years. They gave him 7 years. My dude, he's from Detroit. Cool guy. And 7 years. He spent 2 years in that law library fighting his case. And like year 3, he was getting out. He had won his case and he was getting out. I was so happy for the brother, man. And I've seen that happen a few times. Yep, a few times. Shout out to my man Montrez in the building. Yeah, the old school Liquor Town cars. That's for real. He said, Dre, make sure that you make the age 96 of God. For real. If God will and blesses you and blessed you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm enjoying every one of these days, man. Yeah, them alphabet boys. FBI, H, all of 5. And my boy told me about, it had to be like 3 days before they raided, right? My boy, we were walking from the store. And he said, man, this car been parked here with these dudes in it, with these white dudes, man, off and on the past couple of days. What do? Like I said, I'm 22. Man, your business, man. Would you? Like he's one of the dudes that work for me, right? I'm the one that's supposed to be on top of stuff like that. He tells me, Andre, you might want to look at this. I ignore it. 2 days later, Here come the feds kicking in the doors. We watching Yo MTV Raps. That shows you how long time ago. We were watching Yo MTV Raps before Tigger got on there. I'll say it again. Yo MTV Raps, BT. Tigger is not the first host. The mayor was the first host of Yo MTV. I mean BT Raps. It wasn't Yo MTV Rap. It was what was the one that was on BT? Rap City. The mayor of Rap City was the first one, and then Tigger came on. So we're watching Rap City, and that's when the feds kick in the door. You hear the rumbles, and I try to jump out the kitchen window, and they were like, "Don't do it, son. Don't do it. Don't jump out that window." All I saw was dogs and danger and death. So I was kind of like stepped back, and we walked outside. Man, it was nothing but news headlines, neighbors. It was like everybody. It was as if it was a surprise party. And the whole neighborhood knew but you. Because when we walked out that door, everybody was outside, 5 black police vans, news headline cameras. I'm so in the streets. And the streets are so in me. I didn't even realize the severity of the moment at 22. I'm still talking ish. I'm on my knees, these heavy federal handcuffs. I'm steady talking ish. The officer telling me, he say, son, you in big trouble. I'm steady talking crazy. You know how you have some of them young dudes that the white end. I was a white end back then, right? I'm steady talking crazy. Not realizing, boy, you in some trouble. You about to lay your head down for 10 years. They tried to get us to snitch on each other a couple times, but we all 3 of us were like, what? What's wrong with that, dog? And I think a lot of it was just being young and ignorant. But we don't snitch. Not saying that we would have, but we just didn't. And so at the end of the day, man, when they took us in, it probably took me, man, it probably took me 3 weeks sitting up in the county jail, ready to go to federal court to realize how serious this was. I knew I was in jail, but when you first get locked up, they take you to the state county. There is no federal county jail. So you thinking it's locked up like in the States, right? So the county jail is county jail. So it took about almost a month for me to realize, like, okay, you might not ever see your family again through freedom. Once I got those indictment papers, and it was like the world versus Andre, that's how I felt. And we knew the feds don't waste no ink. They got a 98% conviction rate. So if they lock you up, you going to jail. Like with Diddy, did I not tell y'all last year Diddy was going to jail? It was a bunch of Diddy got money. He got connections. He gonna snitch on everybody. He bringing everybody with him. I said, I don't care how many people he snitch on. Feds don't waste no ink. That's our motto in the feds. Everybody know that. Feds don't waste no ink. If they print that indictment, that ink, you going to jail. Now, Diddy might snitch down some of that time from 55 to maybe 35 years, but Diddy going to jail. And where's Diddy right now? In jail. Without a bail. He in jail. Like I was. He in jail because he failed. He said, would you have had the Black Management Conclave just so that you could never be in the U.S. soil again? Traveler Conclave. Videos, Dre. Okay, yeah, let's get to video. Let's get to the videos. Thanks, Black Empowerment. Let's get to the video of the brother. I was not in Marion, Illinois. I know exactly where that is. I was not in that one. I don't even know that was built yet. I was in MCC Chicago. I was in Chi-Town. But Marion was around. Yup, it was. That spot was around. Because when I was in That's when they first start building a privatized prison. Allentown, Pennsylvania was the first one out. The first private prison that I went to was in Pennsylvania. And so that's when it started getting privatized. The GEO group, we talked about GEO all the time. A Unicor, the prison industrial complex, all that started happening while I was in the feds. Yeah, Diddy's done, man. He's done. And I don't mean like notoriety done. I'm talking about the man freedom is he's done. Yep, in 89. Kicked in them doors, man. Let's go. Let me turn the music down. Let's go.
Life is hard, and with all the stress, one can often dream of a vacation. And this was the case for Dwayne Antonio Morris. And without even seeing it coming, it turned into a nightmare by this woman. Overshadowed by the druggings in Colombia, it is easy to forget that this is also a problem in Brazil. A problem that they call Goodnight Cinderella.
Good night, Cinderella.
Dwayne Antonio Morris, born in St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, but at the age of 10, he moved with his mother to America, to South Minneapolis, and that is where he will build a home with his partner, Tamatha Richmond, a successful businessman and an entrepreneur. Dwayne was already handling millions of dollars in a portfolio of businesses, and by all accounts, he was successful, sharp, focused, and driven. A provider in his community, he was respected by his family and friends. He would often go on vacation with his life partner, Tamatha Richmond, to different countries and different cities, but this time he'll be traveling solo with his friend to Brazil. Rio de Janeiro, a huge seaside city in Brazil, famous for its beaches, the Rio Carnival, its vibrant nightlife.
Yep, Bobby.
And for many men,
Downtown
the
Chicago.
attraction is also the beautiful women who can be seen walking around in the city. And so with the stresses of the Western world, this made perfect sense for Antonio and his friend to depart the United States for Brazil. The idea was to have a quick break, a change of environment, de-stress before returning back to the US and get back to work. August 7th, 2024, Antonio and his friend arrive at the Rio de Janeiro International Airport. They make their way through security before making their way outside to the taxi rank, where they board a taxi, which will take them back to their hotel. As they drive through the streets of Rio de Janeiro, they will soon arrive at their hotel in the south of the city, a building named Edificio Mendoza. Soon after arriving at the hotel, they will freshen up before exploring the nightlife. And this is where Antonio will initially meet the femme fatale Leticia Clara Bento da Silva, a 23-year-old from Rio de Janeiro. She would strike a conversation with Antonio. Everything seemed normal. There were no red flags. But Antonio's judgment was incorrect, as Leticia was a thief and
He said there were no red flags. There were no red flags.
strike a conversation with Antonio. Everything seemed normal. There were no red flags.
Does this woman not look like a red flag? Does she not look like? Some people don't have to do something for you to notice the red flag. All you got to do is see how they dress. Shout out to my Uncle Jeffrey being in the building. You just got to see how they yeah, she looked like a bottom feeder. And I'm wondering why they went from, and I have, don't get me wrong, there's certain areas of Rio that I wouldn't know about, but is it just me? They went from a nice area of Rio to kind of like a shady area of Rio. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. You guys may know better than I do. Yeah, Chris Thomas, Rap City. Yep, the mayor. That's when he was the VJ back then. Yeah, there was no red flags. Man, I glance and look at her and I'd be like,
But Antonia's judgment was incorrect, as Leticia was a thief and a scammer from one of the most dangerous and notorious neighborhoods in Rio de Janeiro. In 2024, it's still a scary neighborhood, but in the early 2000s, it was worse when it was overrun by military police who were trying to fight criminal and gang activity. But Antonia wouldn't have known this information, as this lawless lifestyle is what shaped Leticia's worldview, because after all, this is the environment she was raised in. Less than 24 hours later.
Don't let that slide by, because after all, this is the environment she was raised in. Have I not said that to a lot of us dudes? The reason why you can't get these zone 1, zone 2 women, guys, they will never appreciate what you do for them because that's not the environment they were raised in. Some of these women scam out of habit because that's the environment they were raised in. Some of them will lie. Some of them will do some deceitful things because that's the environment they were raised in. I know you want her to be a good person. She seems like she's sweet. She's fit, feminine, and friendly. She's sexy. The sex is good. She's fun. But bruh, she was raised in a scamming community in Colombia, in Thailand. That's all she knows is poverty. She is gorgeous. I got you. But all she knows is poverty. And that's why I often say, some of you guys, everybody ain't good. Every sexy chick, she just ain't right. He said my dog would have run away from her. Facts. No petting, zero. Let's run. Scamville, yeah. Yeah. That's how she was raised.
On August 8th, 2024, Antonio and Leticia had both agreed to meet that evening. She would be bringing along a friend for a double date. The meeting point would be around the Lapa district, famous for its nightlife and the many restaurants around the area. The pair had initially agreed to meet earlier, around 9:30, but the girls turned up late. They will meet at this restaurant on a busy street in Lapa. Antonio probably had no idea the intentions that these girls had for him and his friend. As Leticia arrives, they head towards the restaurant. She is with her friend, Julia Brandao Gaudino. As they both sit in the restaurant, Dwayne Morris accompanies Julia to the table where they will soon enjoy cocktails and other drinks. And they will keep drinking in the Lapa district until the early morning. Shortly after midnight, they will make their way in a 30-minute drive from the north of the city down to the south to the Mendoza residential apartments where Dwayne Morris and his friend are currently residing. The building and the street adjacent are littered with CCTV cameras as it captures Dwayne Morris, his friend Leticia, and Julia entering the building. They will then walk past the building security desk at reception before entering the elevator as Julia plays with her hair. Dwayne and Julia later share a moment alone in the elevator. They then leave to the building's rooftop where they both continue drinking with Julia smoking cigarettes. Returning to the elevator, they head back down to the apartment where everything else which proceeded in that room that night remains a mystery. However, what we do know is that the group kept drinking, and at some point, Leticia and Julia spiked Dwayne Morris's drink with Rohypnol. They then exit the building without being suspected by the security guard, who even opens up the gates for them as they flee into a waiting car into the night of Rio de Janeiro, disappearing into a different part of the city. More than 12 hours later, Dwayne Morris's friend, who disorientated, enters into the elevator. He is shirtless and he struggles to put it back on. As a woman enters the elevator, he tries to maintain composure as he makes his way towards the reception area. He speaks with the security guard at reception, trying to understand and gain clarity as to what happened. A short while after, the security goes upstairs to knock on Dwayne Morris's door, but there is no response, and so they go and retrieve the spare keys. as they enter the apartment. There is no noise, only the lifeless body of Dwayne Antonio Morris, who was left foaming at the side of his mouth. The coroners carry him away as he is pronounced dead. He had spent less than 24 hours in Brazil.
Let that sink in. He spent less than 24 hours in Brazil. E-Man says, shout to E-Man, he says, wait, he said, I thought security guards were supposed to, what? I don't need to finish that question. How about we do this, gentlemen? How about when we go to these other countries and even though they got 90 security guards there, let's act like they don't. Because in many cases, how many guys have we heard got drugged and it was security guards at the front door, or got robbed or scammed? Security guards were the ones that helped open up the door. They don't do no pat downs. They're not patting them girls down. They're not checking them girls' purses. Security guards supposed to what? What security guards supposed to do? Let me know, fellas. What are they supposed to do? I'm a security guard. I only make a few dollars per hour. I'm trying to get home to my family. I'm sleepy. What am I supposed to do? I don't see nothing happening in the halls. I'm serious. All these countries, y'all depend on the security guard. I don't know what y'all thinking. What? These dudes are just regular dudes. Y'all expect Craig and Day Day to look out for y'all. Wait a minute. You putting your life on the line in the hands of Craig and Day Day. Top flight security of the world, Craig. You trusting Craig and Day Day? That's what y'all tell. No, that's what y'all been telling me. Because every one of these dudes that get drugged and the security is right there, that's Craig and Day Day. Treat the security guards, no matter where you go, as if they were Craig and Day Day. But they top flight security. I'm serious, guys. Stop depending on the security guard. Depend on your common sense. And the best common sense that you have to protect you is just be yourself. You know why I never worry about my uncle Jeffrey when he's down here? Because I know Jeffrey gonna be himself. Jeffrey ain't never been known for chasing women. He been known for getting women. He ain't famous as chasing. See, I'm the chaser. Girl, come in. They somehow, some way come to Jeff. He was like that in the States. He like that here. If he meets somebody, cool. If he don't, cool. Every chick that I know so far that has said, I want to get to know him, Jeffrey did not first walk up on them and say, yeah, girl, what's your name? That's me. That would be me as a single man. My point is, be you. That's the most secure thing that you can do, is be you. You don't let strange women in your house in the States. Don't let strange women into your spot here. If you don't drink after you left a club in the States, because I never known any of my dudes to drink after we left the club drinking. We ain't never opened a fifth of nothing after we left the club drinking fifths of everything. Don't do it while you're in another country. Guard your water. Because yes, you might not drink alcohol, but they will spike your water. Don't let somebody bring you a drink. Go get your own drink. Well, she's being feminine. Stop being foolish. Shout out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey and I are the exact opposite when it comes to the ladies. I'm the dude run down the hill to get some of them. Jeffrey's the dude to walk down the hill and get them all. We've been like that since we was kids. I've always been an animated one. Jeffrey, Michael, All the rest of them kind of been like the laid back. All the other dudes in our family laid back. I'm not just about the only one. My brother's laid back. I'm just about the only one that's animated. Be yourself, bruh. I swear, man, it just gets me like, I don't like the fact that men don't like being themselves. I hate the fact that you don't think that you're good enough in Brazil. You don't think that you're good. The you is good enough for anybody in Thailand. You really don't think that you are good enough for somebody in the Philippines. I got my wife and all the other chicks that I dealt with in South America just being myself. Just being myself. If you guys be yourself, man, it will save you a world of headache, because the you who you are knows how to protect you more than Craig and Day Day does. Let's go back to the video. Man worth millions of dollars. His girlfriend is thinking that, oh, well, my baby, we travel together all these countries. Well, he's going to go traveling with his boy. And now she gets a phone call. He dead. See, we was down here trying to get some booty. And now he's dead because the chick drugged him. Why make the millions? Guys, why retire and get your 100% military benefits? Just so you get drugged and robbed a few months later? Why retire from your job? You've been working on your job for what, 40 years or 41 years? Oh, 42 years. You've been working on your job 42 years. Why put in the 42 years just to throw it away for some 21-year-old to drug you? How many kids you got? 3? How old are they? 17, 11. Oh, 11 and 12. Okay, I got you. You raised them kids at least to 17 years, right? Why raise 3 quality kids just so you can come to another country and get drugged and end up in the morgue in Medellin? Why do that? Why raise quality kids and die an unquality way? Why become a multimillionaire just to throw it all away because of some young chicks? Why go to the gym? Jay, shout out to my man Jay Fleming and all you guys that are health conscious. Why do all those exercises? Get your body right, get your mind right, your spirit right. All you spiritual brothers, my Muslim brothers, shout out to the Shiites, shout out to the 5%ers, shout out to the Nation brothers, shout out to my Sunnis. Why get your spiritual journey on track to where you are spiritually focused? Just so you can go to Tanzania and get hustled, or get hustled while you're in Nigeria. Why do all that? Why get married, Andre? Why get married? Why take all the time, all those sleepless nights, creating YouTube channels, writing books, creating courses, consultations? Why do all that, Dre? And then go cheat on Andrea, and they find your body upside down on the east side of Cali? Why do all this, Dre? Why collect all the colognes? Why travel to all the spots? Why make it to 57 and throw it all away because I'm chasing some chick behind my wife's back? Why? Instead of being A millionaire, he might as well have been homeless. He'd have been better off being a homeless, broke person alive that couldn't afford to go to Brazil than being a millionaire that has enough money to go to Brazil. You caught that? Some of y'all in life better off broke, because when it comes to having money, you don't know how to act. See, you know how to get $1 million, but you don't know how to act like a millionaire. You know how to get $1 million, but the behavior of a person and the wisdom that it takes to be a millionaire, you don't know nothing about that. You still walk around like you still making $50 an hour. Shannon Sharp. You worth $100+ million, Shannon Sharp. And you walking around like you make $50 an hour. So why not, Shannon, just make the $50 an hour? Why not, some of y'all, you be better off making $20 an hour and not being worth $200,000 in your bank account and in other investments, because you got money to be able to travel with, and you've been scammed 3 times since you've been traveling. You would be better off a broke dude that couldn't afford to travel. Because I know if that brother that we're looking at, if he had a choice between that morgue and that freedom, I mean, being alive, he'd have gave up every dime right now to this day to be alive. He'd rather be a homeless dude that's a crackhead walking down the street. If God say if you go back, you'd be a crackhead walking down the street, I bet you he'd rather go back and be a crackhead with the opportunity to improve their lives than sitting back, looking God in the face like, what happened? Over some coochie. That's the part that gets me the most with y'all brothers. Over some coochie. Look at this dude's face. Good dude. Over some coochie. Will never see kids again. Over some coochie. Will never breathe air again. Over some coochie. Will never make money again. Over some coochie. Will never be with the woman that was with him when he was broke and when he started making millions. Over some coochie. Will never see his nieces or nephews again. Over some coochie. Will never see the American flag. Will never see a Brazilian flag. Over some coochie. Over some coochie. You guys are getting drugged over. Ain't nobody drugging y'all like a dude walk up to you and just gonna drug y'all. Every once in a while that may happen. Somebody blow something in somebody's face. Okay, that happens every blue moon. But 99% of the time, y'all getting drugged over some coochie.
Before losing his life, shortly after, the news of his death spread like wildfire among the travel community, especially amongst the so-called passport bros.
Brazil are investigating after a Minneapolis entrepreneur was found dead on a potential business trip.
43-year-old Dwayne Morris was the president and founder of Blue Waters Consulting and Soul Community Development Corporation. As Rex Chapman reports, the Roosevelt High School graduate had strong ties to the community.
His life partner, Tamatha Richmond, was equally left confused with what had happened.
Certainly a situation where Dwayne was targeted, that these people were experienced and they drugged Dwayne, they robbed him, they left him for dead.
With all the media attention, the Brazilian authorities had to act fast. They had to do something about this immediately. And so they got straight into action, working diligently, ensuring
Go ahead. Look at that body bag. Don't let it go by. If y'all think this is 2025, it's only been 3 months down, 4 months down. You think it ain't no brothers that see the inside of that body bag? You think it ain't been no white boys in Colombia, in South America in general, inside one of them body bags this year? Okay, let's even go further. You think it ain't gonna be no more people? And Dre, you wishing evil on people. I'm talking facts. Let's grow up. If we don't start being more careful, guys, and being ourselves and responsible like we are back home, it's going to be more of us in those black body bags. Let's be real. It's going to be more of us in those body bags every single year because people are traveling more and more and more. And more y'all coming down here thirsty as hell. Man wasn't in the country 20 hours. All that money he made, all those trips he took with his girl. Me and Richie Mack, we're supposed to be hanging out in Colombia after the Black Manosphere Conclave in September. So he's going to fly down here to Colombia. So we're going to hang out. We're going to hit a couple cities. Promise you this. I won't be going to no shady spots. I won't be taking him introducing this country to Richie and we filming in some unnecessary shady spots. You can believe that one. Well, Andre not around, so you even if Richie said, hey, Dre, let me go check out the ladies. Have fun. You have fun. I already told you about this. You have fun. Let me get your number. Let me know where you're located. Call me when you get there. Andre ain't this dude. Just because Andre ain't around, that don't give me the freedom to act a damn fool. If I came on a trip with you guys, it's gonna be the same Andre as if Andre was standing right there. Why? Because guys are standing right there too. And I'm trying to make it back home to my life and my wife. That woman is sitting up there. She got to lie on camera. Those people, they were evil, and they targeted him. Ma'am, they were evil. Ma'am, they did target him. Ma'am, your man was in the wrong. You saw if we saw those videos of him in the elevator, you saw him, boo. Our condolences. But if we saw the videos of him getting out the car with her, you saw him too. I don't believe that a person can be targeted if you ain't the target. There's a cartoon. Saw this the other day with a king. And the king was playing darts. And so King just take the darts. They didn't have a bullseye. They took the darts and threw it at the wall. As soon as it stick on the wall, they had one of the guys that worked for the king put a circle, a bullseye around the king's dart. Then the king would throw another dart. And then when it hit the wall, they would draw another circle around that dart, as if the king was always hitting a bullseye. Some of us move and maneuver like we're the king. Like every throw, everything that we do in these foreign countries, it's a bullseye. We don't make no mistakes. Our actions are flawless. That's not true. That's not true at all. You end up in one of them body bags for the most part because your actions were not flawless. It's sad to see this brother in a body bag, but let's be real. he had his part in allowing criminals into his life. I bet you, okay. How many of y'all allow criminals in y'all life in the States? I'll wait. Just full-fledged. I ain't talking about like your boy, he's still selling weed. I'm talking about like real YNs. Yeah, oh, y'all don't let no YNs in y'all life in the States? None. Why you let criminals in your life in other countries? You don't let no female criminals in your life in the States. When the last time you let a female criminal in your life in the States? Never. So y'all ain't smashing no criminals? Y'all ain't doing no prison pen pals? I know some dudes do. Ain't none of y'all? If you don't deal with female criminals in the States, why y'all like female criminals in other countries? I'm just asking.
That no stones are left unturned. The first wanted signs for Letitia are published. With days going by, the police are making progress, slowly but surely. The police that are stationed outside, gathering all kinds of evidence. The forensic team are working hard, and CCTV cameras for the building and the street are being reviewed for any further evidence. And the police are making good progress. And so finally, after 2 weeks of investigating, the Federales may just have a break. And now they are sure that they will find the perpetrator of this crime. On August 20th, 2024, Letitia was arrested. Arrested for the crime of murdering Dwayne Antonio Morris. She's expected to be sentenced to a minimum of 25 years in one of the harshest female prisons in Rio de Janeiro. Letitia will be around 50 years old by the time she's released from prison.
50 years old by the time she gets out of prison. In those 50 years, is the guy gonna get out the grave? Oh, so you can't get out the grave in 50 years. Shout out to Chewy. So you're not gonna get out the grave in 50 years. So even if Letitia does 50 whole years, and of course she probably does half of that, of course. That man ain't gonna get out that grave by the time she get out. Will he get out the grave at the same day that she get out? No. Stop acting like you guys are gonna be able to resurrect. Stop treating your life like if something happened to you, it's cool because you can resurrect. If you ain't Jesus and your name ain't Lazarus, you ain't about to resurrect no time too soon. You will never be on this side of life ever again. This universe will pass on and you will never be on this side of life again, ever. I want you guys to realize that. You will never see your grandkids ever again. Your kids, your daughter who you love, you can forget about them days. You can forget about that. Your girlfriend, please, she gonna be somebody else's girlfriend. I like what one dude said in the feds. This applies to us. Dude told me, he said, my daughter came to see me on vacation, on visiting at the prison. He said, Dre, he said, my daughter came to see me. She said, Daddy, am I still your baby? And she was like, 10 years old. And he was like, yeah, you my baby. He said, but by the time I get out this prison, you gonna be calling somebody else baby. By the time I get out this prison, that's what he told his daughter. He said, by the time I get out this prison, you gonna be calling somebody else's baby. Meaning you will be such an adult, your boyfriend or your husband will be the one you call baby or boo. Some of y'all gonna be in the grave so long, they gonna forget that you was even in the family. unless somebody open up a photo album and say, who was that? That's your uncle so-and-so. That's the one that we don't talk about. Why? Well, rumor has it that he went to Colombia. He got drugged and he got killed. What? Did they attack him? No, he invited some women into his room. And he never made it out. But that's your uncle so-and-so. But if don't nobody open up a photo album, ain't nobody gonna even remember you in the history of this planet. Your kids will go on. They will have more kids. And those kids will never even know that you existed. Because you wasn't around the granddaddy. You wasn't around to be the granddaddy or the great granddaddy. So if don't nobody open up a photo album or open up a Facebook page, nobody even knows that you even existed with all your money. And I'm not trying to be scare tactic, dude, but I'm trying to be real because enough of sugarcoating what's going on. We've been sugarcoating this for years. And I'm tired of you. I'm so tired of these other YouTubers that try to make it seem like, well, Andre's just exaggerating. He's taking it overboard. Nothing's ever happened to me. We got 50-something dudes that died last year, and you still listen to them damn YouTubers tell you, well, nothing ever happened to me. Well, Dre, he's right. Nothing ever happened to him. If I had a choice, listening to you or listen to them, Dre, you are a buzzkill. You are a Debbie Downer, dude. I am going to listen to him because he's fun. And you are not fun, Andre. You are too serious. You're too woke. And we as black men don't like woke people. All right. But you can't say, ain't nobody tell you nothing. That's what my job is. My job is not to convince any of us to believe anything I'm saying. I ain't here to convince you about what Obi-Lan is saying or anybody else. My job is to share the information, like Paul said in Corinthians. One plants the seed, another dude comes along, put a little water, and it's God's job to give the increase. I might be planting a seed, or I might be the water dude. I ain't God to get an increase for you to actually realize that it is that serious in South America. So come on down here. Keep on coming down here like it's Treasure Island. Do your thing, bruh. My job is to plant the seed or water. My job is not to convince you. Don't ever think Andre is going to be sitting up here trying to convince grown men. Grown men. Some of y'all older than me. Trying to convince grown men, old dogs that don't want to learn a new trick. Man, please. I ain't about to waste my time telling y'all. I try to tell, hey, Jay, even during the consultations, that is usually, that's one of the few times that guys kind of listen because we have a private conversation. And then some of you guys, after the consultation, I can hear y'all tone. Like I got one dude I got to talk to. I just did a consultation with him the other day, and I got to talk to him because I can hear it now. I'm kind of used to hearing guys ready to walk off a cliff. And so now I got to call him and be like, hey, dog, I got to talk to you about something again. We need to do a recap. Not another consultation. I don't want to talk to you about something. I can hear the anxiousness in your tone. I can hear the hurry and impatience in your tone. So sometimes I'll reach out to you guys, slow down. I know you, and it don't be the anxiousness about the trip. It be the anxiousness about the women. But when I get there and I have my wife, when I get there, when I have my girl, do not come to South America talking about women all the time. Well, if I don't talk about women, what I'm gonna talk about? Keep your ass in the States. Because if you in your 40s and you think that the only reason you're gonna go to another country is just for women and you don't have nothing else to talk about, keep your tail in the States. You still on little boy mode. Grown men, we can find something to do any country you send us to. So every once in a while, I got to call a dude, every blue moon, call a dude, kind of like walk him off the cliff before pull him back from the cliff before he get on the plane. Because a lot of dudes be so, when I get there, boy, I'm gonna have me 2 or 3 girls. That's cool. But let's do a recap in regards to be careful. Take your time. The first person you meet ain't gonna be the last person you love. If it don't work out on the first trip or the second trip, be patient. Don't rush into something. Every once in a while, I got to just slow a dude down. Like I said, I got a dude I got to call tomorrow. He don't even know he got this call coming. He might be watching. He don't even know he got this call coming. Just to let him know, dude, I've been noticing what you're saying in the WhatsApp groups. I notice how your energy is, man. You're being too antsy, dude. You're too antsy about the ladies. Too antsy. You easy lick. I can see it. You're an easy lick. So let's get back to the video. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for hanging out with your boy. He said, everything comes to an end. How many more times must it be said, fellas? Y'all gonna learn. Yep. We all gonna die. I always say this. People say, we all gonna die of something. We all will die of something. We all will die of something. But we don't have to die of self-destruction. That's the one thing you don't have to do. You will pass on, but you don't have to pass on because of something stupid you did, or something stupid you allowed, or something stupid you gave opportunity to. If we're all gonna pass or something, let's put it like this. If I pass, it ain't gonna be my fault. It's gonna be because I got old and that was it. The body just said I'm gone. But it won't be because Andre was in them streets and he got his head, somebody put a hot ball in his head because he was arguing with the dude. Andre just creeped behind Andrea back, and all of a sudden, old girl got jealous and she put one of them things in Andre in his upper rib. I'm gonna pass on, but I try my best not to pass on from self-destruction. That's the one area that I know I can control. I may not control this body shutting down all the time, no matter how many times I hit the gym and try to eat healthy, but I can control if I die from doing something stupid. That I can do. And so can you.
Her friend Julia is still on the run, but there is no doubt that with all the information and evidence that the police have against her, she will soon be captured and will face justice. Dwayne Antonio Morris's body was flown back to the United States, to Minnesota. A funeral service was held for him on 28 August 2024. It was attended by close family and friends. In a service where
you got to do a closed casket funeral, because by the time your body get back to the States, your body has decayed so much, even in the freezers. Your body has decayed so much. They got to do a closed casket. My bad.
his life and other accomplishments were celebrated. No one expects to go on vacation only to return in a casket. But these are some of the many dangers facing many men who have visited either Colombia or Brazil. And so these videos are to serve as a warning that all that glitters isn't gold. Dwayne Antonio Morris didn't deserve what happened to him. But with evil lurking in every corner, one must take precautions. And so with that said, we shall always remember Dwayne as a man who impacted the lives of thousands in the way he lived, and unfortunately in the manner that he passed away.
This this was just dropped.
Right,
and
here we go with
Shannon
Shannon
Sharp's
Sharp.
legal team responds to $50 million lawsuit, says it is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharp for millions of dollars. Okay, as I said, this is just an icebreaker, so you definitely can comment or you don't have to. Does anybody want to start the conversation off?
Cash grab.
I'll just start. Oh, go ahead.
Like multiple times. How you do that multiple times? That was the first thing. So
I want to know.
Wait,
I want to
hold
know
on, Danielle.
how long.
Hold on. I think you might be on a delay, but go ahead, Danielle.
No, I was just curious. I don't know. When you say multiple times, like multiple times consensual, it's just a little iffy. So I don't really have a comment on that. I'm not going to automatically believe he did that.
So I'm kind of
I don't know. It's just, I didn't think nothing like Shannon Sharp. I don't know. That's my first time seeing it.
Did they mention how long ago this happened? Or it's just saying that it's just happened.
I don't know.
I believe.
So
think
he's
that,
known
like,
her since 2023, I believe. I think let me add a few more details. She's more than 30 years younger than him. I believe that Shannon Sharp is like 50. I believe that Shannon Sharp is like 50, between 53 and 56. I'm not sure exactly. So she's in her early 20s.
Wow.
And I think she said that she thought that she was in an exclusive relationship with him until that leaked Instagram thing that Shannon Sharp had did or something like that. So, and then the lawyer is the same lawyer that tried to sue Jay-Z for that fake lady.
So that's kind of lost all credibility then.
Yeah, for sure. I wish they had repercussions for both, like for the woman to make a false claim, because a lot of women do that. And I believe what it sounds like, what it's framing out to be, is what happened was obviously she thought they were exclusive. And obviously there was money involved. So maybe once she found out there was another woman involved, because women can be really like evil and vindictive. So to, get back at him for having another woman, he forced this on me or whatever the case may be, just to try and get some money, because a lot of them will say, it was settled out of court just to make it go away, immediately.
Well,
that's
you've
what
got
I think.
the Amber Heard thing. So what I've seen in the media is Amber Heard. We've got Blake Lively. We've got a lot of girls in the university system. I think, Anton, you've even, I don't know if you covered this or not, but women who have come back and recanted recently about
for sure.
incidences. There's just too many stories where people recant. I don't think we, at this point, can still say, believe all women, because there have been too many people who've had their lives destroyed.
And that's the part.
Yeah, for sure. And then they had those boys. What was it? They had that. It was. I think it was. Yeah, 2 black guys. This is the first time I've ever seen a woman actually get prosecuted for making false claims. It was a white woman. She was a white girl. I think they were like early 20s. They were all in college. The 2 boys played something. Y'all might have heard about it. They try not to make these big cases like where everybody hears, but I followed it. And so she got prosecuted because they found out what she said was she willingly had sex with these 2 boys in a bathroom at like a party. She said that she was forced because I guess her boyfriend found out about it. So she immediately says, oh no, I was great, And so it was a lie. And then her text messages proved it, because the boys ended up getting arrested. And so when they found out it was a lie, because I believe they were on scholarships and they lost those scholarships, they got kicked out of school, everything. And so they actually, once they found out that she was lying, they pressed charges against her, to put her in jail.
But here's the thing: have you guys ever seen someone who's been falsely accused and had to go through the entire court system, and they were really popping before this event happened, and they were falsely accused, they were cleared through the courts? Have you ever seen them fully recover? Like, I have not. Is there been anybody who's been able to bounce back? That's why I think we really need to start examining these people who are accusing, because whether you're a big star or you're just a college kid, a lot of those kids lost their scholarships. They lost their places on teams in the college. Like, they lost privileges that they had that they can't get back. Yes, they're free, but they lost. How did they
lost their name? Yeah, their name is already just it's been tarnished, you know? Like, I'm literally in law school right now just because my issue has to be with is really with the family court laws, how they haven't changed them, how they screw over men, and how they do. I'm literally in law school so I can help, because I've had a really, really close friend of mine get screwed completely over, like completely screwed over. And so, you know, I take that to heart. And then I've seen, it's just too many cases, and men get screwed over. Like, it's messed up. And believe all women, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Especially, go ahead.
When it comes to situations like these, then, right, women that this actually happens to them, is it going to come to a case where they actually have to prove it? Like, they're going to have to need physical evidence, like a video or them being recorded or text messages. Like, is that the time that we're in, that we can't believe the women, even if they went through it, to where now the women that have actually went through this, they're going to actually have to need physical or some type of.
I don't believe any woman by default.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, they need to. So this is the thing. I think the problem is a lot of women wait. I'm not gonna say because they do wait. They do, but what's gonna have to happen if you want to probably prosecute? I know it's a whole mental challenge through that, but you're gonna have to go to the hospital and get a great. Like, that's the only physical way they're gonna be able to prove it. Unless I say they start prosecuting these women, and I bet if they thought they was going to jail or gonna have a repercussion,
Facts.
They wouldn't do that.
Facts.
Let me ask a question, because I don't know, and this is a genuine question. How does a rape kit prove that a person actually did or didn't consent, right? Because, like, for example, that's if a person, if you meet somebody on the street and they grab you in a dark alley, that's much different than a person that was in a consensual relationship for a long time with a person. And then how do you then say that they did do something when you were in a consensual relationship with them? You see what I'm saying? Like,
in some cases, it looks, it's obvious down there. If it was a legit breath, you get what I'm saying? When they do that kid and they take and you go to the hospital, you may have, most likely for the most part,
like bruising
trauma down there. Bruising, trauma, things like that, bruising on your body if you fight. So I'm just saying it's going to be a but I think
Nikki, your audio.
But how did they know she wasn't?
This is the part.
How did they know?
Wait, hold on, Danielle. Hold on. Y'all, I think your audio's in delay. Go ahead, Anonymous.
Yeah. So the thing that I don't understand is if the relationship started off under the pretense of it being consensual, at what point does it go from we're doing something consensual to now I'm being violated? Like, what's the threshold there?
You know what the threshold is?
No.
What's the threshold?
$100 million.
Facts.
Okay.
You're not hearing me. You're not. Hold on.
Right,
Shannon Sharp, just 2 days ago, it came out that he was about to get $100 million contract for all of his platforms, including Club Shay Shay. Because his deal is expiring currently with Colin Cowherd. Okay, so he's on deck for a big payday for all of his platforms, which include Nightcaps, Club Shay Shay, so on and so forth. So he is in line for a big pay. And now all of a sudden, this comes out. So when I say $100 million, it's alleged that that's around how much his new deal is going to be, is about $100 million.
Okay. So then if that's the case, then that begs a different question. Is she in it for the money, or is she in it to legitimately get justice?
Come on, dog. Listen, this isn't a criminal. This isn't a criminal complaint. It's a civil suit.
Thank you.
And that's why, honestly, by default, I just don't believe. I can't believe any woman. I think that the fact that we allowed for this to go on for so long and for so many men to get Me Too'd and all of this stuff just based off of accusations, they lost their jobs, they lost their income, they lost their reputation, they've lost the thing that they worked so hard for. It's hard because a lot of the same women that is saying that, this don't make sense, was saying, yo, me too. Like pushing the whole narrative, and they pushed the believe all women, pushed all of this stuff. So, that hard overcorrection a lot of times, and using and leveraging, the fact that you can say something, because I'll give you an example. Like, a lot of these cases are not actually something that people are trying to go to court for, right? They're trying to get a quick settlement, a quick payout. Hey, listen, okay, look, you don't really want to go through this. Now you got to, send some money, get your deal. We make this go away, and we just keep it moving. A lot of times, a lot of guys get accused. You never hear about it because they come to the conclusion it's just cheaper on my reputation. It's cheaper as far as not having to have all these court costs and lawyer fees and all this stuff. And so a lot of guys have gotten extorted, especially if you have some level of significance. And this also proves that it's not safe for guys that's single, like guys that's not in a situationship, or guys that, a lot of times we've always thought that child support, or, guys that get married and then, they wind up getting divorced and losing half their shit. Nobody is safe. If anything, all of this has taught y'all is that nobody is safe. No guy is safe from the possible accusation of anything or anybody. And you got to be careful who you even keep in your circle.
You hear that, gentlemen? That goes for all of us. Not just you single guys, us married guys too. That goes for all of us, man. Everybody should not be able to walk in and out of your life so easily.
Chick that look good, a chick that may be cute, a chick that may be young. None of that shit play. Everything is at play now. So you just got to be very, very careful. And I feel for him because he worked his ass off every single.
But it's his own fault, though. I blame Shannon Sharpe for this.
Okay.
This is not his first rodeo. Come on now, somebody of his caliber. I'm sure he's dealt with millions and thousands of women. So in this particular case, I blame Shannon Sharpe for where he at, because my thing is, my brother, why are you dealing with these kind of women? I understand you might want to get your rocks off, but I mean, you got to know what comes with that.
Do I not say that all the time when it comes to guys coming here? I understand you dealing with different ladies, but why you got to deal with the broke bottom feeders? Why you got to deal with hood chicks? Yep, it's 100% Shannon's fault. He could have chose any woman, any woman. He knew he had a deal coming up. He knew he had a deal coming up last year. He knew all eyes were on him after that Cat Williams interview. That was last January. That Cat Williams interview was last January. All eyes have been on Shannon Sharpe since then. He knew the block was hot, but he was steady running back to that white girl. I don't want to say the white girl because I don't care nothing about the white part, but he was still steady running back to that young girl with people whispering in her ear, girl, you can get paid. And she will get paid, because that's the way that the American system is set up. It is not set up to protect or assist males. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, yes, in the United States, you can find love. I'll say it again, and I'll go to my grave believing it. You can find, I'm gonna come back to you in a second, brother. You can find love in the United States, but you cannot find laws. You can find good women in the United States, but you will not find good laws. It's not the ladies that we worried about, it's the laws. I don't care nothing about the ladies being, if they're masculine or if they're feminine. I don't care nothing about all that. As much as I care about the laws not being fair towards men. Y'all keep focusing on and talking on social media about the ladies. Yeah, we go to other countries because the ladies more feminine. When y'all gonna start doing TikTok videos about how unfair the laws are? It's like I'm the only one that got enough sense to admit, hey, dog, it ain't the ladies as much as it is the laws. You in a country full of unfair laws. There are more unfair laws coming against you than unfair ladies. But y'all want to steady talk about the ladies. I don't get nothing about them ladies. It's the laws that's gonna be on your neck day in, day out. Yep. That Cat Williams interview, and Cat told him.
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
Oprah coming for you next. Yep, got him in trouble. Like so many dudes that got money. That's the part that get us all. Gets us all, man. Cat and Monique warned him. Monique definitely warned him. Monique was straight telling him, dude, you need to get you somebody a little older, man. You ain't got to get nobody old, but come on, get somebody your age. Yeah, I hear you, Theo. I can understand that part. That part too. That part too. He said again that we don't have this conversation about street dudes that get upset. We never call them lame or how women put them in situations that end up sad. Yeah. Because I guess we kind of expected from street dudes. We kind of expected that Pookie and Ray Ray gonna do something stupid eventually. But when we see guys that we expect them not to be so easily swayed, I think that's the part that gets us as a society. When we see Pookie, Ray Ray, Keisha, Karen, we see all of them go through some stupidity, we kind of like expect it, like, oh yeah, I can see that. But when it comes to the rest of us who are good dudes and good women, and it's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to happen as long as there are no repercussions for women blaming men and accusing men. There are no laws on the books in any state that says, he said, no, Dre. He said, even the older women in the U.S. are red flags. Wow. Wow. You guys said even the older ones. He said, it's not just the laws, it's the ladies also. Okay. I'll stand corrected. Yes, sir. I understand, gentlemen.
And on the flip side of that, I think it's three sides to a story: your side, their side, and the truth. Now, am I saying Shorty is lying about everything? I don't think so, because I do think Unc is kind of strict. If you look at his other podcast, you can't even poop in front of Shannon Sharp. You get what I'm saying? So
what does that have to do with whether he raped a woman or not?
Well, I'm just talking about the other things about him being controlling. I'm not talking about the whole rape situation, but she did make other allegations outside of the whole rape situation. But in this particular
wait. You blame Shannon Sharp,
yes,
for fucking with women, and he a single person?
Yes.
No, I blame him for dealing with women who he know could potentially want him for what he has. Come on now, Shannon.
You don't know that.
Okay, so let me ask you. Wait. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What woman won't deal with Shannon Sharp based off of what he has?
Precisely. So my thing is, Shannon, you
Are you
gotta
saying
know.
he should never ever deal with a woman?
But if you're dealing with a woman who's 30 years younger than you, probably looks a certain way, probably like the typical IG baddie, you gotta know what comes with that. I'm sure he wanted her for one purpose only, and it's to have fun with her. I'm sure he was not trying to make that woman his wife.
Wait. When did it become a crime to engage in a consensual relationship?
All I'm saying is you got to know what comes with it.
And what comes? What comes with it?
With a man of his caliber comes a lot of different women who may want to use him or make accusations against him based off of what he has.
So you blame him for being successful?
No, I blame him for dealing with women who are not of substance.
He's not acting his age. You should.
So then by your logic,
Stop. Hold on. Have y'all lost your mind?
No, I get where Jason's coming from.
Thank you. Like, come on, Shannon.
Trying to say that
woman, bro.
Unc is too old to be dabbling in dangerous waters because it's fun.
Wait. So if that's
that nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with it.
I think
believe that.
Oh my God.
So if y'all really believe that, then by that logic, the high value men that you guys want shouldn't deal with you then.
Okay, well,
first of all, you compare apples to oranges, and
It really is. They reaching. I don't know what's going on with the men today.
It doesn't matter though. A lot of y'all.
This time I've seen on Anton's show, the women all are making sense, and the men are playing stupid. I've never seen this. The women are 100% correct. You telling me in your 50s, you can't tell the difference between a woman that's conniving? Do you know one of the reasons why I don't feel sorry for dudes that get drugged? My condolences are based on to the family and condolences to what happened. Because I'm not stupid enough to believe that y'all that dumb. I believe that if you were wise enough to make all that money, wise enough to survive the military, wise enough to work 40 years and retire from your job, wise enough to invest in all that property that you got in the States, wise enough to buy whatever car you wanted, travel to whatever country you wanted, if you were wise enough to do all that stuff and date all these women until you hit 51, 52, 53, you've dated women since you were 16 years old, don't try to convince me that you didn't know that I didn't notice her red flags. Like the brother that was in Brazil. We looked at her picture, never heard her voice, never seen this woman. We don't know that woman from a can of paint. All it took for us to look at a picture and say, You know why? Because at 50, all I need is a picture. That white girl that Shannon Sharp was dealing, I don't know why I keep saying white girl. That young girl Shannon was dealing with, everybody in their mama could see she was OnlyFans. You can't compare. Anton is trying to compare the average woman being attracted to a man of substance and an OnlyFans chick being attracted to a man of substance. We're talking about two totally different type of women, Anton. What are you doing? Now we want to play stupid. You guys know when you are in that club and you are having a good time. Do not tell me you do not know from that energy and from how she's dressed, from how she looked, that Colombiana ain't shit. I have yet to see any of the women that drugged the dude look like she was the shit. You know, we always go on a Facebook page and we pull up the scopolamine group. And I show you the photos and the videos of all the women. We have yet, of all the women that we see in the scopolamine group, we have yet to see a female up there that looked like she was the shit. Every one of them that you see that got drugged, all of them look like they ain't shit. All of them. I didn't say they look dirty. I didn't say they look filthy. You can see from a photo that's trash. So when you dudes get drugged and you think I'm supposed, so when you dudes get drugged and you think that I'm supposed to sit back and pretend because you lied to yourself, I'm supposed to lie to myself and believe that you didn't see that she was trash when you drug her out that club, when you picked her up off the streets in Cartagena. You didn't know in DR that that girl in Sosua wasn't no shit, was full of shit. You didn't know. I wasn't even there. You just showed me a picture, and I looked. I was like, so you let that drug you? You let that drug you? If I can tell, and you are 63 and I'm a mere 57, there is nothing in the world that can convince me that you did not know that that woman that drugged you wasn't shit. That one, you may not have known that she was going to drug you. You may not have known that she was going to bring over a friend that was going to drug you. You may not have known that y'all was going back to your spot to drink. You may not have known all those things. I'll give you that. You 50-something. You can tell in 3.4 seconds, she cool, she ain't shit, she ain't shit, she ain't shit, she all right, she ain't shit. Dude, I can tell from a glance. At this stage of life, I can literally glance. There are very few women that could walk in my presence and surprise me with their character. I'm gonna say that again. There are very few women at 57 years old that can walk in my presence and surprise me with their character. I'm old enough now that a woman doesn't even have to open up her mouth. She could just stand there. She ain't shit. She ain't shit. Shout out to you, E-Man. Whoa, Drake, you try to convince me otherwise. No, she ain't shit. Oh, you don't even know her. Dude, I've been walking on this planet for 57 years. I ain't trying to hear you, Mrs. Spence. Andre talking about that's a long time. That's a long, now she want to laugh. That's a long time. I've been walking this planet 57 years. And I kid you not, guys, I can easily, she ain't shit, she ain't shit, she ain't shit, she ain't shit. And some of you dudes are like me. I could fuck her, I could fuck her. I can't fuck her. I couldn't fuck her, but I could fuck her. I could fuck her. Like that. Because you've been with so many women, and you've been around so many personalities in so many countries that you kind of like can pick up on it. Life has become, when you get in your 50s, life should be like a dance. You could tell who is who easily. It should be very few times in life that somebody surprised you and their personality is different from what you thought. So when you guys sit back and try to act like every time y'all get drugged and y'all on Obi Land or y'all on DC Robs or y'all on Razor Rays, you think I am supposed to believe that you didn't know that the female that you took into your Airbnb wasn't shit. All three of them. I'm supposed to believe that. Fuck out of here. Same thing with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon is not going to convince me at 50-something years old that your grown ass, with all that money you got and all the hot chicks that you've been able to smash, that's on a level that many of us have never seen until we start traveling. You getting the hottest of the hottest chicks. All the way through college, you've been smashing hot chicks. All the way through to the Hall of Fame, you've been smashing hot chicks. You've been on ESPN smashing hot chicks. Don't tell me that you just didn't know that that young girl wasn't shit. Pay that money. Pay that money. Since you want to play stupid, cool, Shannon. Cool, got you. Since Anton and them want to play stupid, the only people on this panel that's making some sense are the women. I thought I would never see that day.
No, a lot of y'all standards revolve around men who have fame, status, and resources, correct?
Who?
And have power and influence, right?
Who's?
A good majority of y'all standards revolve around those
Are you a
metrics.
woman?
Just
No, I'm
How you know we
no.
don't?
A lot of y'all, no, a lot. I don't know.
Hey, hold on. Are y'all honestly listening to yourself?
Are you?
I think I hear
You're,
that. I don't agree.
You're blaming a guy for getting accused.
No, I don't think.
Don't listen. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, I disagree.
Nobody deserves to be falsely accused. I don't
No,
feel.
not at all.
I don't.
These women aren't even talking about the accusation. I'm gonna say this again. If you listen to the women on this panel, none of the women are. All the women started off by saying what? This young girl is going for a money grab. So the women said, we don't think he did it. It's just a money grab by the young girl. So the women already know what this is. So they never said Shannon did this and he touched her, me too. None of the women ever said that. They all said, we don't agree with this. She's trying to get money from him. On the other hand, they also added this. Shannon should have known better. Anton is trying to justify Shannon didn't know. So many women. Who could tell? That's like y'all coming to Colombia and y'all trying to convince me y'all didn't know. Let's say you don't get drugged. Let's say you don't get drugged. A lot of us grab women that don't drug us. Guess what? She still ain't shit. A lot of us date women in South America that will never drug you, ever. You ain't got to worry about that. In other areas, she still ain't shit. You know who goes through that a lot? White brothers in Southeast Asia. You don't hear about the Philippines and Thailand people getting drugged, do you? You don't hear that. What do you hear? Them white boys get scammed all day long in the Philippines. All day long, they losing money in Thailand. Every time you turn around, there's a white boy going broke from Europe. And everybody can look at that female and see she ain't shit. Where'd you meet her? She's a bar girl. Nick, wait a minute. You talking about one of them chicks that talk you into coming, the drag dudes into clubs and have you buy them drinks? Them chicks? You fell in love with them chicks? You really think that you gonna find a quality woman in a bar girl? Some of y'all don't want to admit, just because a woman don't drug you, that don't mean she's the shit. You can still have a woman that won't drug you and still ain't shit. She ain't gonna never be anything in life on her own. She'll never have anything in life on her own. She ain't never had anything before you got off the plane in life on her own. She ain't going for no degrees. She ain't going for no education. She don't own no motorcycle. She don't own no car. She don't own her. There is nobody in her family that owns real estate. There is none. She's coming from the favelas or she's coming from a barrio. She's zone 1, zone 2. Her mama been like that. Her great grandmama. What you think? She the first generation zone 1? No, she comes from 5, 6 generations of Afro-Colombiana living in the hood. 5 generations. We talk about Colombian families that ain't never lived a good life since slavery ended in South America. That family ain't never had shit. But pretty daughters. And 5 generations later, Here your ass go getting off a plane and grabbing one of the pretty daughters, and they generations, that family ain't never had shit, ain't never been shit, ain't gonna never be shit. But you want to bring one of them females up in my face. Dre, look what I got. The fuck is that? Ain't she purty? You like one of them little young boys that be like, look at this possum, Paul. Paul, look at this possum I got. I got a pet possum, Paul. Can I keep it? Paul, can I keep my pet possum? Paul. One of them Kentucky boys. I got a pet possum. Can I keep it, Paul? That's how y'all be bringing them in front of me. What the? Come on, man. You older. You know, she ain't shit. And then I can't say that to you. You know why? Because you a grown man and you sensitive. And ain't nothing worse than a grown man that's sensitive. I can't pull you to the side and say, dog, you may not want to fuck with her. Oh, man, Dre, see, you be true. See, man, you think because you married. A lot of dudes y'all be having me laughing with that shit. Y'all be thinking that, oh, since he married, he acting like, oh, he think he know it. No, dude, check it. I have fucked enough women in my life that even if I was single, I wouldn't fuck your bitch. If I was single and I met that bitch before you met her, I wouldn't fuck her. Let's put it like that. Let's put it east side Detroit. If I met that raggedy bitch first, I wouldn't fuck that raggedy bitch at all. And you be bringing that bitch in my face. Paul, can I keep it? Yeah, you can keep that raggedy bitch. But don't be bringing around me, and do not be asking me to say, can me and your wife hang? Could Andre analyze and see if she's a good woman? Fuck no. My wife is going to meet that raggedy bitch. You know she ain't shit. You know your woman ain't shit. That's why you need Andrea to analyze her. If you thought your woman was the shit, you would need Andrea's stamp of approval. You know that bitch ain't shit. What you need Andrea to tell you that your woman ain't shit in Spanish? She can do that. I can tell you that your woman ain't shit in English, and my wife can tell you your woman ain't shit in Spanish, and you will still fuck with a raggedy ass. I see this over and over and over and over and over. So once again, if I was single, I wouldn't fuck your bitch. Hell no, you keep that ragged asshole from Medellin. Fuck that bitch from Cartagena. That Cali bitch, get that bitch out my face. Y'all just don't know. If I was single, I wouldn't fuck with some of y'all women, dog. Hell no, don't be introducing me, dog. She got a girl, and that bitch got friends? Why would you want to put that COVID bitch on me? That bitch is like a plague on your life. Why would you want to put her friend to be a plague on my life? If I was single, man, shit, man. A lot of dudes, man, listen. A lot of dudes, y'all think y'all be pissed at me now that I'm married. Man, shit. Y'all be calling me the Phantom because y'all would never see me. Because the type of women that y'all fuck with, the fuck out of here. Where Dre at? Oh, he over that college professor's house, man. He been fucking with that professor bitch. Where Dre at? He said he had this conference to go to with this chick that was speaking at this conference. So he went on down to Bogota to hear her speak. That's the main reason why y'all won't see me. Not because I don't fuck with you, but because the people I fuck with, you don't fuck with. I'll be like, dog, check it out. I'm about to shoot the Bogota, man. I got one. She's a public speaker. She's single. She been public speaking for 10 years, man. She got about 5 books out. I'm about to go down there. Man, you don't even know Spanish like that. Shit. I'm about to take care of business. You ain't never even been to Bogota. I'm about to be there now. I'd rather go to a city that I don't know nothing about to be with a quality woman than be in a city that I know everything about and be with a raggedy bitch. I would rather go to a city I don't know a dang thing about to be with a woman that's of substance. I've done the homework. We've conversed. I know that she ain't on that bullshit. She owns this. She owns that. She travels. Every time I look at her picture, she's always in the. She got pictures of about the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and she got pictures in the bridge in Manhattan, and she got pictures by the bridge in St. Petersburg, Tampa. She been all over the United States. The states don't impress her. She got pictures with her by the Eiffel Tower, and she got pictures of her by the Leaning Tower of Pisa. None of that impresses her. I would rather go to a city I ain't never been for that type of woman than to be in a city that I know every damn thing about for a raggedy bitch. He said, "Yo, Dre, you cutting up like dudes with the teddy bear pop out the balloon for real." I talked to him the other day, man. He doing good. He doing good. He was pissed too. I'm gonna tell y'all his story, man. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. He was pissed. He said, "Man, I called him, man. I cussed that bitch out." I said, "Man, you still in love, man." "No, I ain't." I said, "You wouldn't have cussed her out. You wouldn't been calling her this shit if you wasn't still in love." "Oh, Dre, you tripping." I said, "I ain't tripping, nigga." I said, "You was in love, dog." I said, "She put that thing on you." I said, "Man, you was just on Pop the Balloon not even 2 months ago. In 2 months, she had your nose wide open." But that's my dude. That's my family right there. He said, Tupac said, he don't want it. He don't want it if it's easy. Absolutely correct. Damn. Put in some work, some type of effort. Did I miss somebody? Evan. Shout out to Evan, man. I thought I missed Evan earlier. My bad, brother. He said, "I'm glad I haven't been scammed." For real, brother. Me too. For both of us. He said, "I saw several people get scammed in Medellin." Also, Andre, I ordered your book. Oh, shout out to you, brother. Ordered your book from Amazon. A lot of you guys have been sending me photos. I appreciate that, man. A lot of you guys have been taking photos with the books, man. I appreciate that. On Amazon, and I should get it here by Sunday afternoon. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Global Homie as well. He said, "What's up, everyone?" He said, "Blessings to everyone." He said, "Just getting here after watching my Lakers lose." That's Andrea's team. Andrea's a Laker fan. He said, Montrez said, "What about the fine Colombian cowgirls, Dre?" Now, I'm going to tell you something about the cowgirls. He said, "I hope most of them won't." Nah, I'm going to tell you something. Most of those women, it is two things. You got cowgirls that are single and cowgirls that are in relationships. Cowgirls in the relationships, they man got the money. A lot of cowgirls that are single, that love horses. And dude, it is expensive. We see the cowgirls and we kind of like, "Oh wow, the ladies riding the horses." Bruh, if you are a cowgirl in Colombia, on their scale, it's expensive, bruh. A lot of those women have 3 or 4 horses. They got the cost for the stable, the cost for the trainers for the horse, the cost for them, those little cute outfits that they wear, the hats, bruh. I've been in the hat shops. Those hats that those women wear, that ain't no. When we watch those cowgirls, that is not a people on the side, the small town people that are watching on the side, just average people. But I'm telling you, those women that are riding that horse, that is one expensive hobby in Colombia, man. Kid you not, those are not broke women. Those women are not out to drug nobody. They got money, whether it be through their man or whether it be through their career. Now, that's one thing I can say about the cowgirls, man. Now, there's a difference between cowgirls and farmers, of course. We know that people that are farmers have a horse for the labor, But we're talking about those show horses. For example, one young lady, she's a doctor. She said, I got 4 horses. She said, I've got one for breeding, one for riding, one for show, and I forgot what her 4th one was for. So she's got one to breed, one that she rides, one for show events, the special, events. I think the other one's for racing. I think that the last horse is a race horse. But she's got 4 horses, and she's 26-year-old doctor here in Colombia. And I kid you not, those outfits that those ladies been having on, man, they be coming on some paper. Like I said, I went to the hat shop. I was like, what? Shout out to 0 milligram in the building. Yeah, those horses are not cheap. Yeah. Yep. And if you're in that hobby, you're in that world, you get to meet those type of girls. Yes, sir. Let's go back to the video. Finish off this last part of the video. Yeah, and they're a selective group. Absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. Let me move me out of the way.
Who you dealing with? It's just like no. If you get, not you, I don't want to see
you. You kidding?
If a woman walks down the street,
You twisting it, Anton.
you didn't hear what I was about to say yet. How am I twisting?
Because you're confused on what she was trying to say.
Thank you, David.
You get ready to ask how, and I'm going to explain the how before you have to ask how. So just give me like 20 seconds. Jess was
you know what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
No, I don't
He was about to say.
I'm trying to mitigate the confusion. She's referencing, brother, if you acted your age, you wouldn't be in these type of issues. Shannon is successful. He's, I guess, a little bit intelligent. You should be married. You know what I mean?
Women who don't have nothing.
Wait a minute. I'm not saying that the young lady is, she has a right to make a false allegation just because of his status. What I'm saying is that his chances, the likelihood of such an older, successful brother, this would not be likely to happen to him in his age bracket, in his like, his background, if he behaved like a man.
You know what's so interesting about that, though, Dalen? You know what's so interesting about that? And I can't even believe that I even have to explain this to you guys, because we all old enough to be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The same lawyer sued Jay-Z for a woman that made an accusation and he had never seen her before in life. So any guy can get accused of doing something just because he's successful.
Well, we're not negating that.
That's not the point I'm making.
Yeah, I know. Like,
But
they're
he's
trying
over,
to
right? Completely twisting it up.
If the results are the same in a lawsuit and a shakedown, then what difference do it make the circumstances that then cause it, whether he was involved with a woman or he never got involved with the woman? The fact that he becomes a target. See, this is the problem, is that we not having sympathy or empathy for the actual real victim.
Right.
See, this is the thing that women y'all coined the term victim shaming, and you're doing it. You're victim shaming somebody who is a target. Okay. Listen. If I see a woman and somebody snatch her black ass up because she was wearing something that somebody deemed inappropriate, does she deserve to get raped?
No.
Does a woman deserve to get raped because she's wearing promiscuous clothing?
No, but by wearing promiscuous clothing, you have to know what comes with that.
Does a woman deserve to get raped because she's wearing promiscuous clothing?
No, but I feel like 2 things can be said.
Why shouldn't I hold her accountable for wearing enticing clothing?
If she's going to wear that, you have to know what comes with that.
Because that's what
y'all never say that though.
No,
but y'all never
yes, we do.
Stop. So grape comes with it?
No.
It could potentially, yes.
So the possibility of asking for unwarranted reactions. That's what they'll tell us. You need to dress appropriately, or you're gonna attract the wrong attention, and that can.
Yeah, but you know what happens though?
but just like he's trying to get us to say, oh well, you deserved it. But we're not saying that Shannon deserved it.
Y'all are missing the point. Y'all are missing the
We're saying
point.
you didn't have good discernment.
Hold on. The first thing that Jess said is that I blame Shannon for this.
Because you didn't have good discernment for dealing
I
with that
wouldn't use
woman.
those choice of words, but I was giving background because I got
It doesn't matter. You echoing the same sentiment and you jumping on the bandwagon.
No, it's
She
not,
says
Women, no.
blaming
What it
him
is
for
is
being accused. She's not blaming him for being accused. She's blaming him for being an older man who's running around. But then you take it back to what any man could.
why can't an older man who's successful get some buns that's early 20s?
We didn't say that he couldn't.
All right, that's the end of that video and that argument. So at the end of the day, guys, we as men that are focusing on our success and we're getting older, we're going to have to be more careful in no matter what country we're in. You just got to be a little bit more wiser. I'm not saying, don't come to other countries, don't have fun, don't enjoy life, but act like we got some dang sense in our head. Nobody's going to convince me that Shannon, in the late night hour, when he was by himself, because men think on our pillows, that Shannon did not think about the fact, you know what? I've been able to keep all these women from digging in my pockets all these years. Let me make sure I protect myself. He was smashing that young girl, for about a year plus. Now that's going to be his saving grace. They've been together off and on for about a year. But nobody's going to convince me that Shannon did not know anything. He was just naive and, we're victim shaming. No, we're not. That's just common sense, dude. And if the United States is all about these buzzwords and these buzz terms, that's why I'm glad that I left. Because everything's got a justification to it. Everything's got a justification to it. This is not about that. We know that Shannon is the victim in this. We really do. We really know that this is wrong. How she's coming at him is wrong with the attorney. The whole scenario is wrong. But what we're saying is, bruh, you have a statistical, men, we're always using stats. You have statistically less likelihood to have this happen to you if you allow women, even if they were younger, in your life that got some sense in their head. That's all we saying. Let women, no matter what country we all go to, man, start allowing only women that have some sense in their head in your life. Stop letting stupid chicks in your life, Shannon and the rest of us. And now I know when this live stream ends and we get done watching the cowgirls and blah, 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 I know most dudes gonna be like, good live stream, Dre, and you're gonna do what the heck you want to do, because that pretty Colombiana, I'm not pretty. So she far outweighs anything that I say. When you're standing in front of them green eyes and those dimples, everything that we talked about tonight means nothing. And you're gonna let her do what she do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like I said, it's my job just to lay the foundation. I will still drink some Shay Shay. Don't get it twisted. I drink the Shay Shay drink. And I hope that it continues. State Club Shay Say still stay on. I hope Nightcap stays on. I hope that he continues on with his career. I hate to see a man that has come this far with a squeaky clean record, man, throw it all away for some OnlyFans chick. Hope it was worth it. I hope she had the best coochie you ever had, bro. I heard you was putting it in the booty. So, hey, I hope she had the best anal. Make you bust as hard as you ever, because, bro, you about to come out some money. I hope it was all worth it, Shannon. Tomorrow evening is our movie night. Shout out to you guys. Tomorrow evening is Uptown South. I was going to do Fist of Fury, but then somebody reminded me of a great movie about pimps and players. So we're going to do Uptown Saturday Night tomorrow, and we're going to be doing, I have it downloaded already. Oh, we're going to be doing a pimp movie, Truck Turner, with the female pimp. With the female pimp, Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes. So we're going to be doing Uptown Saturday Night, and we're going to be doing Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing that on Rumble. Rumble, Young Man Rumble. So we're going to meet over here for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to head over to Rumble. Bring your drinks, bring your popcorn. We got two classic movies we're going to be watching on Rumble tomorrow. Shout out to you guys. Let's get ready to go out with the intro. Appreciate you guys being here with your boy this evening. Make sure you click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. Let's enjoy this evening. Let's get these cowgirls out here.